in the whole UK. And we were the better side in all aspects. We dominated possession, we had more chances, more shots on target, more big chances, more expected goals, more corners. You can go through everything in all aspects.
Good morning, Manchester United fans. Thanks for hanging out with us on this crazy day of sports here on Sons of the Pitch, Soccer Central. We've got playoff hockey.
Yeah, it happens that
no, not playoff hockey. We got playoff baseball. The Blue Jays and the Yankees coming up after this Manchester United and Sunderland game. Followed up after the Blue Jays playoff game. Game 1 of the ALDS, the Leafs and the Red Wings finish out the preseason. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit that like button down below. Let us know where you're watching from in the chat, and make sure you're hanging out with us later on today for those two awesome games. Go Blue Jays, go Leafs, go. Let's go Manchester United. We'll see you in the chat. Cheers, everybody.
In terms of performance, yes, and perhaps also like in the details to make sure that in each and every moment we are switched on to not give away mistakes that they can punish with a deflected strike, but we created the chance in a perfect manner. Their goalkeeper was probably man of the match, but I also got the feeling in one or two situations we should have hit the target and a bit more clinical and concentrated, and in the finishes would have definitely helped today.
Obviously frustrated with the result and some of those missed chances, but the crowd were pretty frustrated with the officials as well. You were getting a little bit animated. What was that all about?
No comments in public from my side. It's also a bit understandable. I think last time we had the referee in the last season. I think it was also a bit of a talking point anyhow. But this is nothing for me. So I'm never take part in this discussions. I concentrate what I can influence. What I can influence our performance. Performance was top. Just efficiency was a bit missing today.
A long unbeaten home record in the league has gone now. How important is it to re-establish that as soon as possible, bearing in mind how much it has helped you over the last 12 months?
Yes, I'm not sure if on this level we can repeat another period of whatever 13, 14 months without loss, but we'll try this, of course. And if I could choose, then I would rather choose a game where we showed the top performance and were against one of the top teams, the better side like today, and very, very unlucky lost this game. Because then you can take many positives out of this, and I think the supporters also valued this, not just the game today, but also valued more or less what we've done in the last months or more than 1 year here at Elland Road. And yes, it's important that Elland Road is a fortress, stays a fortress, and you want to keep delivering performance, hopefully then with a better outcome.
Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Los 5 años de precio garantizado de Xfinity. Tú tienes 5 años del Wi-Fi más confiable, con nuestro mejor equipo incluido, a un precio que se mantiene exactamente igual.
Against the Jets following that. Big day on TalkSport 2 for live sport, and on TalkSport Sunday Game Day Live also comes from the NFL. 5 huge Premier League games, and TalkSport will keep across them all from 1:30. Just running through the rest of the lunchtime games. League 2, MK Dons 3, Gillingham 2, MK 6th in the table. Gillingham 3rd as Arsenal go close, but not close enough. Gillingham 3rd, but back-to-back defeats for them, and our best wishes to Gareth Ainsworth, who is missing for the next few weeks, the Gillingham manager, after having heart surgery. Swindon are top of the table. They won 1-0 at Newport to go 2 points clear of Walsall. And a couple of results from the National League. Gateshead won Boston 3, and York up to 6 under Stuart Maynard after a 2-1 win at Hartlepool. WSL, what a game. Man City second, a point behind Chelsea after beating Arsenal by 3-2. Gunners, European champions, 5th, 5 points behind the leaders Chelsea. We've got a goal already in the Championship. It's at Vicarage Road. Tony Colliver.
Yes, it's Watford 0, Oxford 1, completely out of the blue. First corner of the match falling to the visitors. It would hit in, and it was an own goal whacked into the back of the net from close range. It's Watford 0, Oxford 1.
Goals as they go in on TalkSport, and we're taking you around the grounds in the Premier League as well. Starting here at the Emirates alongside me, Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
5 minutes gone. It's Arsenal 0, West West Ham 0, but the Gunners have had a glorious chance already. Fell to possibly the wrong man in Jury and Timber, right-hand side of the penalty area. Initially outside the penalty area. Good challenge by Max Kilman on Victor Gyökeres. Ball fell to Odegaard. Lovely little pass in for Timber, right-hand side of the penalty area. Dean Ashton, should he have scored?
Yes, there was just no craft to it. It was just sort of head down, hit it low. Easy save in the end for Areola with his knees. And West Ham had a chance as well, right from kick-off. I mean, I was walking here with this sort of wind. I used to think as a player, I used to absolutely love it. Mistakes. Calafiori misses the ball. Bowen gets a corner. And then from the corner, Fulkrug has a great chance. He's at the back post. He's gone over Raya. That's what he's in the team for, to get his head on things and score. Just wasn't strong enough. Came off the top of his head and over. It was actually a really good chance for him.
Is it difficult playing with them? And West Ham have the wind kind of at their backs in this first half.
It is for defenders. It's great for strikers because we're just waiting for mistakes as misjudgment of the flight. That's what you're looking for as an attacking player. You're never really going to be blamed or blame the wind if you miss a chance, whereas defenders, not great for them.
And West Ham have the ball right by the byline at the far end of the ground, and they have shot on goal as well, which just goes over the top of the crosser. Not a bad start by West Ham, but as Dean says, Arsenal perhaps should be ahead, Adrian. It's Arsenal 0, West Ham 0.
Colchester are ahead in League 2. The lead Chesterfield 1-0. Harry Anderson with it. No win in 7 for Danny Cowley's Colchester, having lost 4 of those. And no surprise. Sam Matface asked recently on Game Day Live how many shots Bolton have had this season. Well, I can tell him 122 in their 10 games, the highest number of shots in League One. They've just had another one and they've scored from it. Mason Burstow 6 of the season, Bolton 1, Peterborough 0. Peterborough have never won at Bolton in their history. And by the way, many people saying to me, well, how has Darren Ferguson not been sacked? Well, he shouldn't be. He built a great team, played brilliant football. That team was sold off, replaced by junk not fit for purpose, and now he's trying to patch it together. It's not his fault. Goal at Pride Park, Jeff Peters.
Derby 0, Southampton 1, scored by Adam Armstrong. Woeful defending from the Rams. Southampton just had far too much time in the penalty area. Ball bobbled around, and Armstrong, well, he's clinical from close range, and he steered it across the keeper for his 3rd goal of the season. They've gone close twice before that, the Saints.
No fair, dude. My Wi-Fi's cooked.
Eat it.
With Wi-Fi this smart, you'll be the king of the castle.
Inside the UK. For further information in terms of use, go to bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately, due to rights restrictions, we're not able to bring you the current sports commentary on this platform. You may be able to listen on an alternative platform if you're inside the UK. For further information in terms of use, go to bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately, due to rights restrictions, we're not able to bring you the current sports commentary on this platform. You may be able to listen on an alternative platform if you're inside the UK. For further information in terms of use, go to bbc.co.uk/5live.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately,
home is everything. It's your sanctuary and your command center. Music room, art studio. It's where you make dinners and memories. At Weikert, we'll find the space you'll fill with all the things that will make it yours. So when you're ready for your next home, know that a Weikert agent will be there with you every step of the way. Because at Weikert, we guide you home. Contact your local Weikert office to get started.
The start since joining on deadline day. It's been a frantic opening. 9 minutes gone. Manchester United 1, Sunderland 0.
So goals as they go in on TalkSport, and Manchester United lead already. Ruben Amorim's 50th game in charge. They've won only 18 of those, and a victory today would be absolutely such a relief for Ruben Amorim. Elsewhere in League One, Mansfield lead at Reading 1-0. Tyler Roberts has got the goal in that one. In the National League, Wealdstone 1, Altrincham 0. First win in 6 last week for Wealdstone. It's Game Day Live on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever it is. They're here for it. Premier League, they're Man United 1 up here. We've had chances, but it's Arsenal 0, West Ham 0. And earlier live on TalkSport, Spurs beat Leeds 2-1 at Ellen Road to go second in the table. It's Game Day Live.
Sunnyside Dispensary knows you don't want to compromise when it comes to selection, quality, and price. That's why they offer a huge assortment of fantastic cannabis products and deals that fit your budget. So whether you're a med patient or shopping recreationally, Sunnyside Dispensary has you covered. Visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HITUNEIN at checkout to qualify. That's HITUNEIN. Exclusions apply. Intended for 21 ages and up or valid medical card holders.
What's Spectrum Business Internet? It's one less business expense, with 4 months free when you bundle award-winning internet with your phone, TV, and mobile. The more you bundle, the more you save. It's only more in your pocket, so you can put more into your business. It's only everything. Visit spectrum.com/business to learn how you can get 4 months free when you bundle. Restrictions apply. Services not available in all areas.
Crunching updates. Game Day Live. Talk Sport.
So in the Championship, Derby 0, Southampton 1. That game currently live and exclusive commentary on TalkSport 2 right now. It's Game Day Live on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Chelsea-Liverpool live today. Search Now Sports. Thursday night live on TalkSport, England against Wales. It's a friendly, but it's not a friendly, as Thomas Tuchel told us yesterday. That's at Wembley. We've got that live on TalkSport on Thursday night. Join me at Wembley from 7. Round the grounds we go, starting here at the Emirates. Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
12 gone. Arsenal 0, West Ham 0. We haven't had play, or we've just restarted. We had about 2 or 3 minutes of no play as Mavropanos had to have a head injury checked out. That after a free kick from Declan Rice. It was aimed towards Calafiori, and Mavropanos and Calafiori clashed heads, and the West Ham man came off worse. And I think West Ham fans, Dean Ashton, will be delighted that they kept the ball out, because West Ham's propensity this season for conceding from corners and free kicks and balls generally lifted into the penalty area hasn't been great.
No, it's been awful, and it might take a head injury or two in terms of that desire to get your head on the ball, which is what Mavropanos showed. That's a lovely ball.
Well, Arsenal could be on here. Ball inside the penalty area. It's cleared off the line. Smashed over. 6-7 yards out by Eberechi Eze. It was played in towards Gyökeres, who was sort of on the floor trying to force it home past Areola. Came out to Eberechi Eze. I didn't see it take a bobble or anything. He has to score, Dean.
Oh, there's a scrum in there, though, as Saka played it across to Gyökeres. It was behind him. He tried to flick it. It suddenly found its way up in the air. Areola then pats it down straight to Eze, who has to score. He just has to keep the composure. He's so technically gifted. How's he put it over? Just properly snatched at it rather than that composure that he needs.
Could you take it a touch?
He doesn't need to. He's 5 yards out. Just side foot it in. Just cushion it in like he would do in midfield.
Well, he didn't, and Arsenal still haven't scored somehow. Arsenal 0, West Ham 0.
Goal, though, at Swansea in the Championship. Lawrence Mora.
Swansea 0, Leicester City 1, and for the second consecutive game, it is Welsh international Jordan James who's got it. He's picked it up on the left-hand side of the penalty area, checked it onto his right foot, and absolutely whipped it into the far corner. A superb finish. He'll be playing for Wales this week, but that is a dagger to the heart of Swansea in these early stages. Swansea 0, Leicester 1.
Yeah, may well be on show at Wembley against England, live on TalkSport on Thursday night. Another goal in League Two, another goal for Colchester, who lead Chesterfield by 2-0 now. Jack Payne has got it. 1 win in 14 league games for Colchester. Chesterfield under Paul Cook now have Danny Webb back at the club as assistant manager after a 1-game spell in charge at Yeovil. Cambridge in League Two lead Crawley by 1-0. Shane Lavery with the goal. We'll go to Old Trafford in the Premier League on TalkSport. Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
14 minutes gone here. Manchester United 1, Sunderland 0. Mason Mount's cushioned finish from a Bryant Mbumo cross after 9 minutes, settling the nerves that were clearly evident in the United side. Some basic errors. Sunderland coming in as this one loss in 6 as they return to the Premier League. It's the first meeting here between the two since Boxing Day 2016. United have won their last 2 here in the league. They've not won 3 on the bounce at Old Trafford in the Premier League since April 2023. They've got the early lead, Troy, but have you seen signs of Sunderland coming back into this one?
Yeah, Sunderland have been very happy with their performance so far. Again, Man United not settling on the ball. Some players are trying to settle down. I see some players with a little bit more nerve. The likes of De Ligt just hitting massive diags to nobody, just trying to get it away. But also, Sunderland just growing into the game time after time. They'll feel confident. As long as it's still like this, they'll feel that they'll get chances. And why shouldn't they? Man United have been giving chances away week after week. So for right now, it's on Man United to settle down over the next 10 minutes and just get the ball moving and try and get a second goal and really get this place jumping.
We spoke about pressure and nerves, but Ruben Amorim handing a debut to 23-year-old Senna Lomans in the Manchester United goal. Big call for you, that one.
Yeah, it is a big call, but I think it's also a show of defiance as well. To leave out Cunha, to make 5 changes today when we'd all been talking about if he loses this game, there's an opportunity that he could be getting the sack. So I think that's a bit of a defiant one as well, to be able to say, look, I know what I'm doing. I'm getting all these players back to fitness, up to speed with what they're doing. But if you look at the bench now, he's actually got some options for the first time in a long time. So I think he'll only be vindicated if they win.
16 minutes gone. Manchester United 1, Sunderland 0.
TalkSport taking you around the grounds in the Championship now to Fratton Park. Alex Crook.
Well, it's still Portsmouth 0, Middlesbrough 0, but the visitors very much the dominant force in the opening 16 minutes here. Hayden Hackney set Callie Senaway down the right. Inside 3 minutes, it was really strong defending from Regan Poole to usher the ball out of play. Then we saw Aidan Morris lift a shot over from the edge of the penalty area when he really should have at least tested Pompey goalkeeper Joe Bursick. Hayden Hackney has also had an effort deflected over from inside the penalty area. At the moment, it feels like a matter of time really until Borough take the lead. They were knocked off top spot in the Championship by that victory for Coventry away from home against Sheffield Wednesday. A point will put Rob Edwards' side back to the summit. Pompey 0, Middlesbrough 0.
Yeah, it wasn't just a victory for Coventry. 5-0 they won at Hillsborough. Brandon Thomas Asante with a couple. Haji Wright again. Ellis Sims again. Sakamoto with the 5th for Frank Lampard's side. And a word on Middlesbrough. Alex mentioned before that they were at Southampton last week, Portsmouth this week. Long journeys for them, 12-hour round trips. They took nearly 2,500 to Saints last weekend. Sold out their allocation of over 2,000 this weekend. And Rob Edwards, the borough manager, sending a letter to the fans thanking them for making the effort to support the team away from home on these long journeys up and down the country. Let's go to the Den in the Championship on TalkSport. Will Hobbs.
0-0 between Millwall and West Brom, but Millwall looking the more likely, Adrian. An outstretched Coburn cross in the 9th minute was met by the lighthouse-sized Jake Cooper, who headed across goal, produced a fine save from Josh Griffiths. Nothing to speak of in terms of chances from West Brom, but a goal for the man I've just been mentioning, Jake Cooper. It was into the side, from the left-hand side, from the winger Ballo, and Jake Cooper, he was hovering at the edge of the 6-yard box and he side-footed it. It was a mishit finish sort of, but it's smuggled underneath goalkeeper Josh Griffiths. 18 minutes gone. Millwall take the lead against West Brom. Millwall 1, West Brom 0.
Josh Griffiths was outstanding in midweek, but he's been beaten this afternoon. Goals as they go in on TalkSport. Let's take you to Ashton Gate. Latest there, TalkSport's Dave Rowe.
Bristol City 0, QPR 0. The home side have had the clearest chance so far. They should be in front after some good play involving Mehmeti and Reece went through down the left, pulled it back into the penalty area about 8 yards out. Scott Twine, who's about a goal in his last 5 games, he blazed over the crossbar. Massive chance there. Apart from that, Rangers getting into the game, some decent moments for them. A long ball by Escudinha, and Burrell couldn't quite control in the penalty area, and a better move too down the right. Madsen with some really neat play, ball clipped in just beyond Richard Kone. Good lively game here so far. Bristol City 0, QPR 0.
We'll head to Deepdale on TalkSport. Matt Jones.
It's still Preston 0, Charlton 0 here. We've had more offsides than shots in the opening 19
15 minutes of this one. But Preston definitely the better of the two teams. Vucevic is getting forward well on the left-hand side and has put 3 really dangerous crosses into the box. Jefferson only able to get on the end of one of them that he managed to flick wide. In fact, not much action from Charlton. The most animated their fans have been is every time Thierry Small gets the ball. He's playing for Preston. He left Charlton in the summer and he's getting booed every time he touches it. It's Preston 0, Charlton 0.
That's what fans do. A goal for Bromley in League 2. They lead Tranmere 1-0. 8 meetings in their history. Tranmere have won 7, drawn 1, lost none. Bromley lead 1-0. In fact, Bromley are the Arsenal of League 2. They're League 2 set-piece FC. 11 of 14 goals from set-pieces this season. In fact, make that 12 from 15 because Carl Cameron has just headed in a Bromley corner in League 2. Bromley 1, Tranmere 0. We'll go to Pride Park on TalkSport. Jeff Peters.
Derby 0, Southampton 1. Adam Armstrong with a goal after 7 minutes did really well to bustle his way into the box. The ball bounced loose, but he kept his composure and finished well. But since then, it's been all Derby really. Alex McCarthy in the Saints goal has made a couple of impressive saves, one particularly from Andy Vyman. The follow-up from Colton Morris went wide, and then Morris tried his luck from the edge of the penalty area, and McCarthy, full stretch, pushed it away. Vyman's had another opportunity 3 yards out, but couldn't get a clean connection on it. It's been a very open, quite chaotic start to this game, and it's Derby 0, Southampton 1.
In the National League, Southend lead Aldershot 1-0. Andy Dallas, no winning 4 for Southend. Back to the Championship, to Vicarage Road on TalkSport. Tony Colliver.
Watford 0, Oxford 1. It's a good game so far with both sides pushing forward, but it's the visitors who lead after Watford's Max Alani sliced the ball into his own net on 3 minutes. Watford's Rocco Batu, he hit a shot on target from 20 yards out. It was pushed away though by the visiting keeper Jamie Cumming. It's Watford 0, Oxford 1.
Latest scores then Premier League. Earlier it finished Leeds 1, Spurs 2. Spurs going second live on TalkSport. Here it's Arsenal 0, West Ham 0. Manchester United leading Sunderland 1-0. Mason Mount with the goal. Championship results from earlier: Blackburn 1, Stoke 1, Hull 1, Sheffield United 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Coventry 5. Latest scores, I'll just give you the games with goals. Southampton 1 up at Derby, that's live on TalkSport 2 right now. Millwall 1, West Brom 0, Swansea 0, Leicester 1, and Watford 0, Oxford 1. In League 1 results: Doncaster 1, Burton 1, and Wickham 2, Barnsley 2. Latest scores: Bolton lead Peterborough 1-0. Cardiff have just taken the lead against Orient in League 1. The Cardiff manager Brian Barry Murphy said this week Orient manager Richie Wellens is the best coach in League 1. Pound for pound, League 1, what he's done, best manager, he said, and of course he's teeing him up nicely. Cardiff 1, Leyton Orient 0. Callum Robinson, the veteran, with the goal. Mansfield lead at Reading in League 1 as well. Oh, guess what? Bolton have gone 2 up against the Posh, who are already bottom of the table. League 2, Barnet have just taken the lead against Accrington. Callum Stead with a goal on 21 at the Hive. Also in League 2, Bromley 1, Tranmere 0. Cambridge 1 upon Crawley. Chesterfield have pulled 1 back at Colchester through Liam Mandeville. Colchester 2, Chesterfield 1. Notts County lead Oldham 1-0 through an own goal. And in the National League, 2 results from earlier: York 1-2-1 at Hartlepool, Boston 1-3-1 at Gateshead, and the game's ongoing at the moment. Southend 1, Aldershot 0, Wealdstone 1, Altrincham 0, and the top 2 are meeting. Forest Green 0, Rochdale 0 is the latest score. And earlier in the WSL, Man City beat Arsenal by 3 goals to 2. It's Game Day Live on TalkSport.
Sunnyside Dispensary knows you don't want to compromise when it comes to selection, quality, and price. That's why they offer a huge assortment of fantastic cannabis products and deals that fit your budget. So whether you're a med patient or shopping recreationally, Sunnyside Dispensary has you covered. Visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HITUNEIN at checkout to qualify. That's HITUNEIN. Exclusions apply. Intended for 21 ages and up or valid medical card holders.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe welcomes you to Tropic Time. I'll be your concierge. Our beach bites, including made-to-order wraps and bowls, are full of tropic vibes. And our fresh-from-the-blender smoothies make you feel absolutely radiant. It's like a wellness retreat for your taste buds. You're on Tropic Time now at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Got breakfast plans? At Tropical Smoothie Cafe, hitting your protein goals is a breeze. With our smoothies, bowls, wraps, and dias featuring up to 32 grams of protein.
Trophy football on TalkSport 2.
Magnificent goal!
Salford City versus Stockport County.
What a fantastic goal that was!
Coverage from 6:45. Kick-off 7 p.m.
Fantastic finish!
Tuesday night. EPL Trophy football live on TalkSport 2.
It's Game Day Live on TalkSport with all the goals as they go in, and a goal has gone in the Championship at Fratton Park. Alex Crook.
And I told you Middlesbrough were dominant, but it's Portsmouth 1, Borough 0, a goal completely against the run of play, and it's Min-Yuk Yang scoring for the second time in as many matches. Jordan Williams it was with the cross from the right-hand side, met by Yang at the far post. It's a low effort into the far corner, but I have to say it seems to go through the Borough goalkeeper Solbrin. He'll be really disappointed not to keep it out, but Rob Edwards' side's unbeaten start to the season under threat here on the south coast. It's Pompey 1, Borough 0.
Yeah, and that unbeaten start is under threat from a side that's won one game in the last 7. The manager John Massinho says they're giving the ball away too much. He also said they are missing creativity without playmaker Callum Lang, who I believe is going to be out for another 7 weeks or so. This is the 7th game this afternoon that he's missed with his injury. Portsmouth, though, leading Borough by a goal to nil. Goal in the National League as well. Boreham Wood lead at Yeovil 1-0. Abdul Malik with the goal on 20. Premier League, what's happening here at the Emirates? Dean Ashton and Ian Abrams.
Just past the the halfway point of the first half, I should say. It's still Arsenal 0, West Ham 0, but Arsenal have had the ball in the back of the net. It was rightly disallowed for offside. Didn't take VAR long at all. In fact, about 5 seconds to rule it out. But it was a beautiful ball over the top from Declan Rice midway inside the West Ham half, looking for Saka on the right-hand side. If he'd just held his run, Saka, I think he might have got in anyway, because Diouf made a right old mess of getting the ball back to Areola. Saka picked his pocket and scored, but it was disallowed for offside. And Martin Odegaard's trying to play through an injury to his left leg after a foul on Somerville. But back to the goal, Dean, and do you think Saka could have held his run?
Possibly, but I was thinking for a long time, West Ham have been sat in their 4-1-4-1, really deep, making it difficult for Arsenal. I'm just thinking a player like Rice should have the ability to get his head up and pop a little ball over the top. He did it brilliantly for Saka. Yeah, he just went a fraction early, but we're talking a fraction. And it was a shame because it was a lovely finish at the end of it. But Arsenal just struggling to create, to be honest, with this defensive structure that West Ham have got, which is no surprise under Nuno.
And Arsenal wasted 2 good chances, Timber and Eberechi. But is there an inevitability that they look like scoring probably before half-time?
Possibly, but that's, I think, the way you play against Arsenal. You sit deep, especially here at the Emirates. We've seen it where they can get frustrated and not maybe create as many chances as they like, and then you can maybe counter-attack with that space beyond the full-backs, because Calafiori and Timber are playing in midfield at times.
Well, 27 gone. So far, so good for Nuno. It's Arsenal 0, West Ham 0.
What's happening in the other 3 o'clock Premier League game at Old Trafford? Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
26 minutes gone here. Manchester United 1, Sunderland 0, but United should have had more. Mason Mount giving United the lead after 8 minutes, but Robin Roos in the Sunderland goal has been outstanding to keep the score down. 20 minutes, Ahmad going down the right-hand side, a popular figure with Sunderland fans after a loan spell there a few seasons ago, just inside the penalty area, cutting in onto his left foot. Roos pushing the ball away as dive to his right side. 2 minutes later, a carbon copy, this time Bryant Mbumo with an effort from the same position. Roos again pushing the ball away, and a moment ago Bruno Fernandes left of the D, a right-footed chipped curling effort that Roos pushed onto the bar. It dropped to Ahmad. His header across the goal was inches away from Mason Mount scoring a second. Will United rue these missed chances, Troy?
Yeah, I've just written that down. I think these chances these are moments. Remember the game against Brentford where they had the penalty? Had that moment where you felt that Man United were going to kick on, and that was a massive chance. Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount on the edge of the box, lovely little 1-2. Bruno then turning on it, opening up his body, just firing it to the top corner. It's a wonderful save from the Sunderland goalkeeper, but I think Ahmad's got to score. It's 6 yards out on the angle, just hit the target. It's one of those as a striker, you go and you're thinking about your celebration. He goes to head it, he's already running off. Just get the job done. And I think that these moments will feel for Ruben Amorim that if we're to really kick on, we've got to develop a killer instinct, and that needs to come now. But Man United going forward look excellent today.
Is this a testing spell for Sunderland? They're on the back foot at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, they'll feel like that if they can see this out, if they can get to half-time 1-0, they'll know that this crowd will be nervy again, and you're starting the second half with an opportunity. For Man United, this is all about them now. Will you deliver? Will you go and kill this team every time you get an opportunity? And for right now, it's a little bit, it's on the teetering edge, isn't it? This atmosphere is a little bit ready to go. No one's really getting up for it. The Sunderland fans are excellent, but I just expect Man United to do a little bit more now.
28.5 minutes gone. Manchester United 1, Sunderland 0.
A couple of goals, one in the National League. Woking lead Truro 1-0. Harry Buterman from midfield on 25. Truro in the live table, bottom of the National League. Before kick-off, they were only off the bottom on goal difference. They've lost all 6 away. In those 6, they've only scored 1 goal. And the Truro manager, John Askey, said he would expect under 10s players to score some of the chances his players missed in defeat at Eastleigh midweek. Well, there's a real morale raiser. And Truro 1 down at Woking in the National League. Tranmere have equalised at Bromley 1-1. Nathan Smith with the goal. It's led to the Bromley manager Andy Woodman, who really doesn't like referees being sent to the stands, and a big goal in League 2 actually. Bristol Rovers lead at Walsall 1-0. Fabrizio Caveen gets his 6th of the season, the Swiss striker, and the Bristol Rovers manager Darryl Clark in his 2nd spell at the club, an ex-Walsall manager. Walsall 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Goal in the Scottish Premiership as well. Kilmarnock leads St Mirren 1-0, and a goal in League 1. Orients have equalised at Cardiff. Aaron Connolly, top scorer in League 1, former Brighton man, has got the goal. So far in the Premier League, Arsenal 0, West Ham 0, Man United 1, Sunderland 0. Championship, Southampton 1 up at Derby, live on TalkSport 2. Millwall 1, West Brom 0, Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0, Leicester 1 up at Swansea, and Oxford lead at Watford 1-0. League 1, Bolton 2, Peterborough 0, Mansfield 1 up at Reading, Cardiff 1, Leyton Orient 1. League 2, Barnet 1 up, Bromley and Tranmere 1 apiece. Cambridge lead Crawley 1-0, Colchester 2, Chesterfield 1, Notts County 1, Oldham 0, and Walsall 0, Bristol Rovers 1. Let's go around the grounds again, starting here at the Emirates. Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
Half hour gone, Arsenal 0, West Ham 0. Martin Odegaard has finally succumbed to that injury. He actually committed a foul on Somerville, but went down, had treatment, got up again, then he sat down, had even more treatment, and finally he's gone off to be replaced by Zubamendi. Why didn't they just take him off at the beginning?
Because he's the captain and he wants to try and play on for his team, but ultimately he succumbed to the injury, and it's another blow for Arsenal.
It is, and they haven't scored yet either. West Ham still holding out here. Arsenal 0, West Ham 0.
We do have a goal though at Old Trafford. Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
Half an hour gone, Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. Goals in back-to-back games for Benjamin Šeško. All the talk about long throws this season. Well, this has come from a long throw from the right, flicked on at the near post. Šeško was left all alone, a few yards out. He couldn't miss. Sunderland are questioning a decision with the referee, but as things stand, Troy, Šeško is celebrating again.
Yeah, it's a very simple long ball. There's 5 different Sunderland players going for the header there. I think it's Madawet. Madawet, the left back heads it on. Instead of going to get his head up there, he's a bit scared that he's going to get clattered, and then flicks it on, and Šeško, like all good centre forwards, on his toes in the 6-yard box, just a little tap in. Perfect centre forwards play. But you go and watch Sunday League all up and down the country tomorrow, you're going to see that goal. It's a long throw from the right hand side, flicked on, simple tap in. 2-0 Man U.
It's now 2 goals in 2 games for Benjamin Šeško since joining in the summer from Leipzig. He's starting to find his feet, and United are leading here. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
Well, still don't know how Arsenal are not leading here, Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
So Arsenal 0, West Ham 0. Another chance, this time created down the right-hand side by Bukayo Saka. It was all about patience, actually. Started with a run for Jurien Timber, and in the end, the shot, I mean, Areola's gone down at his near post. Might be another chance. It bounces off of Gyökeres, and Areola can be under control, but somehow it was kept out. I think the block eventually came off Kilman as Areola picks up the ball, but Dean, Arsenal, it's pretty incessant now, their pressure.
Yeah, it is. They're so deep, West Ham, and of course you're going to invite that pressure with quality players that can go past people like Saka. Thought Eze could have maybe took the volley himself. He played it to Saka, who digs out a magnificent cross, really sort of scoops it up in the air for Gyökeres to go and attack it, and just didn't have that conviction or strength in the body just to get away from Mavropanos to get a proper header on it. But you'd expect, as it keeps going, that ultimately West Ham will concede with the way that they're allowing Arsenal to have too much time on the ball.
Yeah, if they get any deeper, the West Ham defenders, they'll be behind the goal. It's Arsenal 0, West Ham 0.
We have a goal though in the Championship at Ashton Gate. Dave Rowe.
Bristol City 1, QPR 0. Emil Rees gets the goal, his 4th of the campaign for the home side. All about the cross here by Neto Borges, because initially the chance looked like it had been lost. Randell played out towards the right hand side to Mark Sykes. His cross in looked far too long. In fact, the home crowd were very frustrated by it, but Borges did superbly to put it back in from the left first time, and Rees with the header to beat Paul Nardi. Bristol City 1, QPR 0.
They haven't beaten QPR at home in over 6 years. QPR in form as well since they lost 7-1 at Coventry, unbeaten in 5, won 3 of those games as well. But Bristol City 1, QPR 0 is the latest score. Grimsby go 2 up at Salford. They scored in the first minute through Evan Corey. Charles Vernham has got a second for the Mariners at Salford, who've been going very well in League 2 under Carl Robinson, but not this afternoon. Salford 0, Grimsby 2, and Notts County get a second against Oldham 2-0 to Rees Hall. That's also in League 2. Let's head to the Championship game at Fratton Park. Alex Crook.
And those travelling visiting Middlesbrough fans looking pretty solemn at the moment, because it's still Portsmouth 1, Borough 0. The goal from Min Hyuk Yang on 24 minutes that separates the two teams. Actually, Pompey could have scored just before that. A really good move down the left-hand side led to Connor Chaplin with a goal-bound effort blocked brilliantly by Alfie Jones behind for a corner. In terms of a response from Borough, well, there hasn't really been one. We did see an effort from Morris well wide from 20 yards out. Apart from that, Joe Bursick in the Pompey goal has been untroubled since the home side took a surprise lead in this one. It's Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0.
We'll take you to the Den on TalkSport. Will Hobbs.
Millwall 1, West Brom 0. The Lions lead thanks to Femi Aziz's ball from the right. It was flicked on by Josh Coburn at the near post, and captain Jake Cooper squeezed it in from 6 yards out. Cooper had the best chance before that after 9 minutes as well. Aziz looking lethal down the right. Millwall looking muscular, energised as if they know they've got a point to prove. West Brom yet to really get off the bus, apart from Mikey Johnson, who's had a couple of runs down the right-hand side. Millwall 1, West Brom 0.
What's happening at Swansea? TalkSport's Lawrence Mora.
Swansea 0, Leicester 1. Jordan James's rocket still the difference between the sides. He whipped the ball from the top left corner right across Vigaroo into the Swans' far top corner of the net. That will have pleased Wales boss Craig Bellamy, who's watching here in the stands. We'll have one of those against England on Thursday. Please, Jordan. Look, Swans are all effort. They're huffing, they're puffing, but you just get the feeling the visitors can step it up at any moment. And when they do, they have the home defence scrambling to keep them out. 35 gone. Swansea 0, Leicester 1.
In case you're wondering, Lawrence is from Wales. Goal in Scotland, Dundee United 0, Livingston 1. Scott Pittman with the goal. Livingston 1 point from the last 5 games. In fact, they're so bad they even lost to Rangers, but they're 1 up at Tannadice this afternoon. We'll take you to Deepdale on TalkSport in the Championship. Matt Jones.
Still Preston 0, Charlton 0 here, but Preston are beginning to get the upper hand. They've had a few chances, and Lewis Dobbin has been at the heart of 2 of them. A really good turn in the box and then slashing over the bar, and one from a run from the centre circle, which resulted in a shot that was dragged wide as well. Charlton still struggling to really break into the Preston half of the field. Maybe not surprising for a team who've still only scored 8 league goals this season. Preston 0, Charlton 0.
Let's go to Pride Park on TalkSport with Jeff Peters.
Derby 0, Southampton 1. Adam Armstrong's goal separates the sides. Derby have had chances in this game, a couple of good saves from McCarthy. It has just, the quality of the game has just dropped a little bit. We've seen a few bookings, one for Ross Stewart, who has subsequently gone off due to injury. Travis and Johnston for the home side have had their names taken, but just before Stewart went off, he did have a header which Zetterstrom made a decent save from. It's Derby 0, Southampton 1.
We're at Vicarage Road with TalkSport's Tony Colliver.
It's Watford 0, Oxford 1. The visitors still lead by Max Allane's own goal on 3 minutes, and the visitors certainly don't look a bad side at all and could have made it 2-0 when Will Lancashire, he hit a low shot on target from distance again, but it went straight at the keeper. Watford have had chances, but nothing's borne fruit. It's still Oxford leading by 1-0. Watford 0, Oxford 1.
Finally, the deadlock is broken here at the Emirates. Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
Arsenal 1, West Ham 0, and reduced celebrations from Declan Rice, who's rammed the ball in. Finally, after Arsenal had missed another opportunity, Eberechi with a shot turned away by Areola's left hand, and it comes out to Rice about 7 or 8 yards out. Similar situation to where Eze missed his opportunity, but Rice was never going to miss Dean, and he found the back of the net.
No, a bit like Eze early, just needed the composure, and he had it. Really cool, calm, side foot half volley into the back of the net, but again it comes down the right hand side for Arsenal. It's a beautiful little crafted pass from Zubimendi, just poked it down the side of Fernandez, who didn't follow Eze, made a really clever run behind the back of the midfield player, struck it really well. Great save from Areola, but it fortunately falls to Rice, who makes absolutely sure that Arsenal take the lead that is so deserved.
I understand this parking the bus, and I understand being hard to beat and hard to break down, but this has been an inevitability. I think I mentioned it 20 minutes ago live on air. This is not something that's come out of the blue. Oh, Arsenal score. It's been coming. Why can't West Ham players think, right, we're holding them up, but it's wave after wave of pressure.
Well, what surprises me is with the team selection, you've got a team full of technical players, going forwards. So surely they should be the ones, when they get the ball, they should be trying to cause problems for them. They should be able to keep possession because they're technically gifted. And they haven't really shown that since probably the 10th minute. Since then, it's all been defensive, and they're not defensive-minded players.
No, and Arsenal come across on this near side again. They're right. They win a throw after Timber goes down. But Arsenal lead thanks to Declan Rice's goal. Arsenal 1, West Ham 0.
What a mug. I mean, just celebrate. You scored a goal.
You don't like
the scoring in the Premier League. Seriously, if it means that much, if it hurts that much, then don't sign for another London club, go abroad or go to Scotland
came
or something.
Through West Ham's academy aid. He captained the team to European trophy. Bit of respect, man.
Came through Chelsea's academy, actually. Just celebrate. You'd celebrate a goal, Dean, wouldn't you?
Of course.
It's unbelievable he ain't celebrating that goal. Don't like that at all. But Declan Rice has scored. He's been brilliant, by the way. I said on Wednesday night he's on his way to being the Player of the Year, and I stand by that as well. He's been superb so far for me in this game. Premier League latest scores: Arsenal 1, West Ham 0, and Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. Elsewhere in the Championship, Bristol City League QPR 1-0, Derby 0, Southampton 1. There's live on TalkSport 2. In fact, there's another goal there at Pride Park. Let's go straight there. Jeff Peters.
It's Derby County 1, Southampton 1. The equaliser scored by Patrick Adjiman. Hits his first goal for the club, who spent quite a lot of money on him. It's a header at the far post, about 6 yards out. Southampton were complaining that a throw-in on this near side should have gone their way. Derby took it quickly. It was whipped into the box, and there was Adjiman to level things up here. It's live on TalkSport 2. It's Derby 1, Southampton 1.
Yeah, the USA international with the goal. He has had to bide his time, mainly because of injury, really, at Derby, but he's got the goal this afternoon. The equaliser live on TalkSport 2. It's Derby 1, Southampton 1. He could put himself in the World Cup frame on home soil next summer. The likes of Hadji Wright and who's your fella at Norwich? Keeps scoring all the goals. Josh Sargent. They're not really getting goals at international level, and maybe, just maybe, it could be Patrick Adjiman's time. 1-1 there. That's live on TalkSport 2. Millwall 1, West Brom 0. Portsmouth lead Middlesbrough 1-0. Leicester 1 up at Swansea. Oxford 1 up at Watford. In League One, Wimbledon have taken the lead at Blackpool by a goal to nil. Danilo Orsi from the spot, the former Crawley man. Now Blackpool under Steve Bruce having a bit of a mare, 7 points worse off than this stage last season, mainly because they've lost all 5 away games. Start losing at home and Steve Bruce could have big problems. He said in the week he thinks they're going to be okay. Bolton 2, Peterborough 1. Peter Chioso on loan, the captain. On loan captain, isn't that weird? He's got 1 back. Bolton 2, Posh 1. Cardiff 1, Orient 1. Mansfield lead at Reading by a goal to nil. In League 2, Barnet 1, Accrington 0. Bromley 2 now, Tranmere 1. Nicky Kabamba has put Bromley back in front. Cambridge 1, Crawley 0. Colchester 2, Chesterfield 1. Notts County 2, Oldham 0. Grimsby 2 up at Salford. Bristol Rovers lead at Walsall by a goal to nil. And in the National League, Southend 1, Aldershot 0. Wealdstone 1 up on Altrincham. Woking lead Truro 1-0. Borehamwood 1 up at Yeovil. The rest are goalless. In the Scottish Premiership, Livingston 1-0 up at Dundee United. Kilmarnock 2, St Mirren 0. Marcus Stackers, former Brighton youngster, with the second for Killian. Only 1 goal in the Scottish Championship so far, and it's come at Partick, who lead Arbroath by a goal to nil. But in the Premier League, Man United 2 up, and here at the Emirates, Arsenal lead West Ham by a goal to nil. It's Game Day Live on TalkSport.
Sunnyside Dispensary knows you don't want to compromise when it comes to selection, quality, and price. That's why they offer a huge assortment of fantastic cannabis products and deals that fit your budget. So whether you're a med patient or shopping recreationally, Sunnyside Dispensary has you covered. Visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HITUNEIN at checkout to qualify. That's HITUNEIN. Exclusions apply. Intended for 21 ages and up or valid medical card holders.
Satellite Game Day Live. TalkSport.
All the goals as they go in. It is Game Day Live on TalkSport every Saturday afternoon with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it. We'll take you around the grounds. Premier League, first of all, starting here at the Emirates with Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
A minute of the 45 to go. We will get lots of added on time, I suspect. Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. Declan Rice's goal separates the two sides, and rightly so, to be honest. You can't argue the scoreline. But Dean, I was wondering, as I've sat alongside a master craftsman as a striker, this game today is not meant for strikers. Victor Gyökeres has not done a whole lot, and I didn't even remember Nicholas Fulkrug playing until I just saw him turn around a minute or two ago.
Well, it's interesting because obviously naturally I'm going to look at that position, especially at West Ham. Nicholas Fulkrug, you were born in the wrong era, mein Freund, honestly. I feel for him. You say that he has been brilliant. Honestly, he has been outstanding. He's won every header. He's bullied Gabriel. He's flicked things on. He's been a nuisance. But every time he does any of that, there's no one near him. Not anybody near him. There would have been a striker 15 years ago that would have got on the end of his flick-ons. He keeps looking round to the manager, to the players, going, well, if it is going to be launched towards me, where's that support? Because they have launched it towards him. And
he's suggesting 4-4-2?
Well, maybe, but for him, yes, I do. And Gyökeres, there's just no space. And they're not giving him the space in behind, which is his big threat. So it's not much fun when it's like this for a centre forward. What you've got to do is really keep your concentration for when those chances come, because they eventually will get there. You've got to be ready. You can't be sulking. You've got to be sharp and alert for it.
Adrian's got Mark Fulkrug now as 10 out of 10 in his little numbers at the end of the game. 5 minutes to the half-time, cup of tea and coffee, by the way. That's the added time. Arsenal 1, West Ham 0.
Colchester get a third against Chesterfield, 3-1. A second this afternoon for Jack Payne just before the break. Let's go to Old Trafford in the Premier League. What's happening there? Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
We've gone into 3 minutes of added time. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. Mountain Sesko for United. The Sesko goal coming from a long throw, and moments after the second goal, another long throw from the left-hand side. It was Darlow with it, but for some decent Sunderland defending, United could have been in for a third. It was Alderete with a comfortable chested pass back to his goalkeeper. Roos, who's been in fine form. Sunderland have come close to getting themselves back in the game. Granit Xhaka was given space on the edge of the area. 3 assists in his first 6 for Sunderland. Nearly scored his first goal, but for a super save from debutant Senet Lemons. A moment ago, Lemons came and comfortably caught a ball, and he's a goalkeeper that's caught your eye, Troy. Hasn't needed to make a save up until that Granit Xhaka chance, but he's been really comfortable with his feet and has been a calming presence for United.
Yeah, absolutely. Lemons has been the man the moment for me. He's been the guy that has just calmed this whole place down. He's come for a ball there. It's just 25 yards out, a little dig to the back post. And in weeks and years gone by now, Man United have been really nervous about what happens there. He's just come out, claimed it, wiped 2 people out, held the ball solid, and this whole place just erupted. It's like it was a goal, but it was like this confidence that he's now giving to his team. So at this moment in time, a really, really good buy.
Sunderland trying to get back into this game, and they've made a change. Dan Ballard has come on for Seaman Adingra, and that's changed their shape.
Yeah, they've got to a 5 now, trying to match up. Adingra's just a bit unfortunate there. I just heard Dean Ashton talking about the striker for Arsenal not getting any space. There's nothing going forward for Sunderland at this moment in time. It's wave after wave of Man United pressure, and they've had to make a change at 34 minutes. Gone to 5 at the back, tried to match them up. It hasn't really done anything differently other than letting Granit Xhaka have a shot from 35 yards.
Storm Amy has been battering the northwest. The wind and the rain is swirling around Old Trafford. Couple of minutes remaining of the first half. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
Goal in the Championship at Vicarage Road. TalkSport's Tony Colliver.
There is indeed. It's Watford 1, Oxford 1. It was a pinball inside the visiting penalty area. The Oxford keeper, Jamie Cumming, parried the ball out, but there was Jeremy Ngakia to score from close range. Watford 1, Oxford 1.
From a West Ham man. West Ham losing 1-0 here at Arsenal. We're still in the first half. Man United 2 up, still in the first half, but the whistle's gone in the Championship game at Fratton Park. TalkSport's Alex Crook.
And problems for the leaders heading into the weekend, because it's Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0. Min Hyuk Yang with the only goal on 23 minutes. It was Yang who actually started the move on the left-hand side. He floats the ball out to Jordan Williams, raiding from right back. He fires a low cross into the penalty area that Borough didn't really deal deal with it. Bounces up kindly for Yang, and his left foot half volley goes right through the gloves of Sol Bryn, the Borough goalkeeper. He'll be really disappointed not to have kept that out. Middlesbrough were the better team for the opening 15 minutes, but it was Pompey who come closest to taking the lead before Yang broke the deadlock. Yang this time with a cross from the left. Connor Chaplin looked destined to pick out the bottom corner before a brilliant block from Alfie Jones, and Borough haven't really created a chance worthy of note since falling behind. They are off top spot as it stands, courtesy of Coventry's big win over Sheffield Wednesday, live on TalkSport 2. Half-time here, it's Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0.
Straight to Old Trafford. What's happening there? Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. A penalty has been awarded to Sunderland, but it is very questionable. A throw coming in, it's to the right of the area. Šeško's foot is high against Trey Hume, but we're watching a replay and Šeško doesn't touch Hume. The referee went to consult his assistant. He pointed to the spot. Stuart Atwell is the referee. We've now gone to a VAR check to see if it will be confirmed as a penalty. But Troy, everyone around us is looking bemused.
Honestly, this is, you know, Stuart Atwell gave the phantom goal. This is the phantom penalty. He doesn't touch
the screen. Sorry, Troy.
Yeah, he doesn't touch him with his foot. The ball hits him in the side of the face. He goes down. He then gives a pen. This for me is ludicrous. He's got to turn. He's got to overturn it. We know that. Why do VAR have to send him? Just speak to him in his ear and say, mate, you got that one wrong, and we carry on with the game. Week after week of this same nonsense every time.
We are in the last minute of the 3 that have been added for injury time in this first half. Mason Mount gave United the lead after 8 minutes with a cushioned finish. Benjamin Šeško, who's the player supposedly penalised here for the foul in the area, got United second. Sunderland have changed shape to try and get a route into the game. Referee Stuart Atwell is in front of us, down below in front of the main stand. He's watching a replay of the incident. I'm questioning why he went to check with the assistant before he gave the decision. Surely you go and check VAR before you speak to the assistant.
But he's speaking to his assistant, he's going through the processing, which is right. But between the two of them, they've given a penalty. How? He's now looking at it, he's going away. You know he's going to change it. You know it.
The referee is going to call over the two captains, Bruno Fernandes and Granit Xhaka. He's watched the screen. He's now going to speak to the pair of them before he gives that final decision. He'll give that over the PA as well to confirm what he has given. I cannot see anything other than no penalty. In fact, the Manchester United players are lining up, ready to face a corner. Referee, in case you can't hear him saying there was no foul by the Manchester United player, we will restart with a corner as we get to the end of this first half. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
Well, they got it right in the end, I suppose. It's another one where they could go on Howard Webb's big TV show in a couple of weeks' time. We've got a goal at Vicarage Roads in the Championship. Another one there, Tony Colliver.
There is indeed. It's Watford 2, Oxford 1. Jeremy Ngaka again, he in a corner in from the far right-hand side. It rebounded off of the keeper's near post and trickled over the line. Still playing here. It's Watford 2, Oxford 1.
Turned it around. Colchester 4-1 up against Chesterfield. It's a Jack Payne penalty in the 5th minute of added time at the end of the first half, and that's his hat-trick in the first half. Colchester 4, Chesterfield 1. Half-time whistle's gone here at the Emirates. 4, Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. A fair reflection at the undermost on the first half. Scored by Declan Rice, the goal. Zubamendi's pass down the right-hand side of the penalty area for Eberichieze. His shot was palmed out by the right hand of Areola, only to Rice 8 yards out, who's side-footed in the rebound. In fact, Arsenal had an identical opportunity early on, but Eberichieze from closer in, 6 yards out, somehow spooned the ball over. Jurien Timber had a great opportunity inside the opening 5 minutes, but couldn't beat Areola from close range. And when Bukayo Saka did put the ball in the back of the net, it was counted out for offside. If I'm not including all the West Ham chances, quite simply, there really haven't been any, Dean. Next game in this goal is absolutely crucial.
Of course, yeah, it is. It was an actually bright start from West Ham in terms of getting that corner early on. A couple of shots in the first 10 minutes, albeit both off target. David Raya not having to get his gloves dirty whatsoever. But then after that, I thought Arsenal were excellent in terms of the tempo of the play with their possession, but struggling to really create too many clear-cut chances, obviously the Eze one in particular. But other than that, it's not as if there was just raining down on Areola's goal. A lot of blocks in there, last-ditch defending from West Ham's point of view. Again, if you continue like that in the second half, then Arsenal will go on and win the game 2-3-0. There needs to be a bit more, especially if you're going to pick that lineup that Nuno has, the technical players that are in the team, they have to try and keep the ball better.
Absolutely. Calafiore also hit a post just before half-time, and Arsenal lost their captain Odegaard to injury. All in all, it's Arsenal's half. Arsenal 1, West Ham 0.
And the half-time whistle's just gone at Old Trafford as well. Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. United coming into this one under pressure, so to Ruben Amorim on his 50th United game. But they were in front after 8 minutes. Brian Mbeumo with a cross from the right from a deep area, cushioned into the bottom corner by Mason Mount. Robin Roofs for Sunderland, the goalkeeper, making 3 good saves. One from Mbeumo, one from Ahmad. The best was from Bruno Fernandes, a chipped curling effort from the left of the D. Tipped onto the bar, and Ahmad should have done better from the follow-up. 2-0 up for United on the half-hour mark. Benjamin Šeško scoring in back-to-back games. That was from a long throw that was flicked on by a Sunderland defender at the near post. Sunderland changing their shape. They brought on Dan Ballard. Granit Xhaka with a shot from the edge of the area right on half-time was brilliantly saved by debutant goalkeeper Sina Lomans. There was a penalty that was given to Sunderland by the referee and the assistant, but that was rightly ruled out after a VAR check. Šeško's foot was high up against Trey Hume. And then right on half-time, Ballard, who scored that late goal in the playoff semi-final last season, had a glorious chance from the resulting corner. That was headed wide. Manchester United, Troy, coming into this one under pressure, but they'll be pleased with the first half.
Yeah, they'll be really pleased. I think also just that massive chance right at the end there for Dan Ballard will give Sunderland a little bit of hope, a little bit of joy going into the second half. But for Man United now, they need to come out and be the Man United that we all know they can be. Dominate, get on the front foot, and hopefully get some more goals. If Brian Mbeumo scores, it'll be an excellent day for him, won't it?
Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
We've got more goals going in. Boreham Wood right on half-time have got a second at Yeovil. They lead 2-0. Altrincham have equalised at Wealdstone, also in the National League. And in the battle of the top two, Rochdale take the lead on half-time at Forest Green. Robbie Savage's Forest Green unbeaten so far this season, but they're a goal down. Kyron Gordon just before the half-time whistle. Let's get half-time at the Den in the Championship. Will Hobbs.
Where it's Millwall 1, West Brom 0. The only goal scored by the home side's planet-sized captain, Jake Cooper. After 19 minutes, he side-footed Femi Aziz's flicked-on cross from 6 yards out. West Brom have been physically bullied at times. Striker Josh Coburn's given their centre-backs nightmares. Chris Mepham's already been booked for hacking him down when Millwall were on the break. But Jake Cooper is making his opposite men look child-sized in the box. On another day, he could have had a first-half hat-trick. Baggy's wingers Wallace and Johnson have had some freedom down the flanks, but no shots on target to show for it. Alex Neil, don't forget, made 7 changes after the defeat to Coventry, and they're all working a treat so far. At half-time at the Den, Millwall 1, West Brom 0.
In League 1, Huddersfield 0, Stockport County 1. Ollie Norwood's penalty in the 4th minute of first half added time. Back to the Championship, half-time at Ashton Gate. Dave Rowe.
Bristol City 1, QPR 0. Emil Rees with the only goal. Scores about right. The home side missed a big chance early on when Mehmeti and Rees combined to tee up Scott Twine, who plays over the bar, but Rees was on target on 32 minutes. A cross by Sykes looked far too long. It was retrieved by Neto Borges. He put it back in from the left, and Rees headed the opening goal. Twine nearly made it 2. A good low stop there by Nardi. There have been some promising moments for Rangers, albeit no clear-cut chances. Burrell and Kone unable to fully capitalise on good play from Morrison and Madsen, respectively, and Saito has been lively down the left. At the break, Bristol City 1, QPR 0.
Half-time at Swansea, Lawrence Mora.
Where it's Swansea 0, Leicester 1. The Foxes looking good for a first win since August. Welsh international Jordan James scored for the second successive games. He was a superb strike as well, whipping the ball into the far top corner of the net in front of the Wales manager Craig Bellamy, who's watching from the stands. Swansea haven't played badly. You just get the feeling that Leicester have got another gear or two in them if they need it. At the break, Swansea 0, Leicester 1.
Hit the break at Deepdale, Matt Jones.
Preston 0, Charlton 0. The fact we didn't play a second over the 45 probably tells you all you need to know about the first half here. Preston have had the best chances. Dobbin putting 2 of them wide. At the other end, Bree just the only shot for Charlton. He curled that one off target from the edge of the area. Both managers will want more after the break. Preston 0, Charlton 0.
Half-time at Derby for TalkSport's Jeff Peters.
Derby 1, Southampton 1. Patrick Adjeman's first goal for the club has Derby back on level terms here, equalising just before the break. Adam Armstrong put the visitors ahead early on, showing great strength, bustling through the box. That's 3 in 4 league games for him. Plenty of chances at both ends. Both keepers have made some decent saves. A moment of controversy saw a throw-in given Derby's way. Ryan Manning didn't appear to touch it. He complained to the assistant, and while he did that, Andy Vyman crossed, and Adjeman, the £5.5 million summer signing, rose highest to head home. The game is live on TalkSport 2. Derby 1, Southampton 1.
And whistle's gone at Vicarage Road as well. TalkSport's Tony Colliver.
It has indeed. Watford 2, Oxford 1. Well, a dramatic first half here. The visitors took the lead with Watford's Max Allain, his own goal on 3 minutes, but the real drama came on 45 minutes when Jeremy Ngakia headed in from close range after the Oxford keeper parried out, and then on 45 plus 4 minutes, Ngakia again made it 2-1 to make it an incredible end to the first half. It's a half-time score here. Watford 2, Oxford 1.
This is Game Day.
Half-time classifieds.
A full time from earlier live on TalkSport. It finished Leeds 1, Spurs 2. Half times Arsenal 1, West Ham 0, Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0, Chelsea Liverpool's at 5:30. In the Championship, 3 full times: Blackburn 1, Stoke 1, Hull 1, Sheffield United 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Coventry 5. Half times now: Bristol City 1, QPR 0, Derby 1, Southampton 1, Millwall 1, West Brom 0, Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0, Preston 0, Charlton 0, Swansea 0, Leicester 1, Watford 2, Oxford United 1. In League 1, a couple of full times: Doncaster 1, Burton 1, and Wickham 2, Barnsley 2. Half times now: Blackpool 0, Wimbledon 1, Bolton 2, Peterborough 1, Cardiff 1, Orient 1, Huddersfield 0, Stockport 1, Lincoln 0, Exeter 0, Plymouth 0, Wigan 0, Port Vale 0, Northampton 0, Reading 0, Mansfield 1, Stevenage 0, Luton 0. Full times in League 2, MK Dons 3, Gillingham 2, Newport 0, Swindon 1. Half times now: Barnet 1, Accrington 0, Barrow 0, Shrewsbury 0, Bromley 2, Tranmere 1, Cambridge 1, Crawley 0, Cheltenham 0, Fleetwood 0, Colchester 4, Chesterfield 1, Notts County 2, Oldham 0, Salford 0, Grimsby 2, Walsall 0, Bristol Rovers 1. National League full times: Gateshead 1, Boston 3, Hartlepool 1, York 2. Half times now: Braintree 0, Sutton 0, Eastleigh 0, Solihull Moors 0, Forest Green 0, Rochdale 1, Halifax 0, Brackley 0, Southend 1, Aldershot 0, Tamworth 0, Morecambe 0, Wealdstone 1, Altrincham 1, Woking 1, Truro 0, Yeovil 0, Borehamwood 2, Scunthorpe Carlisle's at 5:30. WSL result: Man City 3, Arsenal 2. Scottish Premiership half times: Dundee United 0, Livingston 1, Kilmarnock 2, St Mirren 0, Hearts Hibs Edinburgh Derby at 5:45 this evening. Scottish Championship: Airdrie 0, Morton 0, Dunfermline 0, Queen's Park 0, Partick 1, Arbroath 0, Ross County 0, Wraith Rovers 0, St Johnstone 0, Ayr United 0. Scottish League 1, East Fife 1, Cove Rangers 0, Hamilton 1, Inverness Caledonia Thistle 0, Kelty Hearts 1, Peterhead 1, Stenhousemuir 2, Montrose 0, Queen of the South Allowers at 5:30. Scottish League 2, Clyde 0, East Kilbride 1, Elgin 0, Forfar 1, the Spartans 0, Edinburgh City 0, Stirling 1, Dumbarton 1, and Stranraer 0, and an Athletic 0.
Sunnyside Dispensary knows you don't want to compromise when it comes to selection, quality, and price. That's why they offer a huge assortment of fantastic cannabis products and deals that fit your budget. So whether you're a med patient or shopping recreationally, Sunnyside Dispensary has you covered. Visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HITUNEIN at checkout to qualify. That's HITUNEIN. Exclusions apply. Intended for 21 ages and up or valid medical card holders.
This just in. Hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. We're raising the bar with these benches, and our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. Join the club today for $1 down, $15 a month, now through October 10th. Planet Fitness is proud to partner with Boys and Girls Clubs of America to create stronger, kinder communities. See Home Club for details.
In a 1053 medium wave, online, on your mobile, and on your smart speaker. An Oktoberfest of football. TalkSport.
Well, live on TalkSport last night, Bournemouth went second with a 3-1 win over Fulham. 2 more for Antoine Semenyo, 6 in 7 for him in the Premier League. He's the Premier League's second highest scorer. Fulham led with 12 minutes of the 90 left. Back-to-back defeats for Marco Silva's side. Tomorrow at 2, there are 4 games in the Premier League: Villa Burnley, Everton Palace, Newcastle Forest, Wolves Brighton, and then at 4:30 Brentford against Man City. And Game Day Live with Sam Matterface comes live from the NFL at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Talking to Tottenham, they won at Leeds, live on TalkSport earlier.
Every kick, every game, every goal, it has to be TalkSport. Spurs now come forward into the box. A right-footed shot takes a deflection, and it goes past Darlow and in. And Matty's tail gets his first goal of the season. There's 2 balls on the pitch as the ball goes in towards the far post. Saved by the goalkeeper, comes back, and it's popped in by Okafor, and it's 1-1.
When you say there was 2 balls on the pitch, one was an inflatable ball.
Goodness comes back in on his left foot, draws the ball down low to the left, and produces a brilliant finish. It's a terrific finish, his first for Tottenham. A brilliant moment for him.
Feels really great, something I've been working on for the past weekend. I had to be patient for my time, but I'm glad that he made an impact in us getting the 3 points today.
Right-footed down the middle of the pitch, and the full-time whistle goes, and Tottenham Hotspur become the first team to beat Leeds United in a league game at Ellen Road in over a year.
We were the better side in all aspects today. We dominated possession, we had more chances, more shots on target, more big chances, more expected goals, more corners.
A good result for Spurs, no doubt about that. You win on the road in the Premier League, it's a great result.
That's just the aim, finish top 4, and then all the titles we play for, try and win something this season.
For away games, and we got 3 wins and a draw. That's hugely impressive, and we need to keep it up.
Full-time at Ellen Road, Leeds 1, Tottenham 2.
Well, I mentioned Bournemouth going second last night. Spurs went second with that win at Leeds, live and exclusive on TalkSport this lunchtime. So, teams out here for the second half. West Ham trailing to Arsenal by a 1-0 here at the Emirates. We'll take you around the grounds with all the goals as they go in for the second halves across the country this afternoon. But let's look ahead to this evening's Premier League action with Sky Sports.
Stay ahead of the game on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Stream the biggest Premier League games flexibly with Now, like Chelsea versus Liverpool live today. Search Now Sports, 18+, stream via internet, terms apply.
Well, Ollie Klink is at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea-Liverpool, which gets underway at 5:30 this evening. Chelsea 5 points worse off than this stage last season, Ollie. And yeah, they won in the Champions League in midweek, but I don't think many fans were convinced.
No, I don't think so either. And I was actually here, Adrian, last week for Chelsea against Brighton. It was another game where Chelsea went down to 10 men, much like they did against Manchester United. It felt like there were a couple of panic substitutions from Enzo Maresca. They lost any kind of control that they had in that game. And Brighton, it almost felt inevitable that they would go on to win it. I think that win in midweek was quite important, though. Imagine the optics of Jose Mourinho coming here with his Benfica side to Chelsea and getting one over on Maresca. So I think that was an important win. But it still feels like there's a slight shift against the manager amongst the Chelsea fans at the moment.
Yeah, in terms of the Premier League, lost last 2, no win in 3. But for Liverpool, wow, lost at Palace, lost away to Galatasaray. And actually, what you could say is 3 tough away games in a week. So Palace, Galatasaray, now Chelsea. If it was Jurgen Klopp, we'd all know about this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's you can make no bones about that. But like you say, it is a tough run of games, but it feels like a couple of those results might have been coming. They've made a brilliant start on the board, Liverpool, of course, and so many late goals, but the performances, were they quite at it in the way that it was showing in the table? I'm not so sure, and that makes today very interesting indeed. Listen, it is a Chelsea side, and we're going to bring you the team news quite soon, where there could be a few injuries and a few players missing in that back line. That might give Liverpool a bit of an advantage, but some of those front players for Liverpool, the likes of Florian Wirtz, the likes of Alexander Isak, who have come in for big money, well, they need to start showing it, because at the moment they're not quite in form.
Well, those defensive weaknesses, if they can't score against Chelsea, then they really do have a big problem. Ollie, thank you very much. That was a look ahead to this evening's Premier League action. Don't forget that with Now, you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Chelsea-Liverpool live today. Search Now Sports.
Stay ahead of the game on TalkSport with Sky Sports. Stream the biggest Premier League games flexibly with Now, like Chelsea versus Liverpool live today. Search Now Sports, 18+, stream via internet, terms apply.
Goal already in the second half in the National League. Couple of goals in the National League, actually. Halifax, 4 straight wins under Adam Lakeland. Lead 1-0 against Brackley Town. David Cowell with the goal. Halifax 1, Brackley 0. And also in the National League, Solihull Moors lead at Eastleigh 1-0. 3 wins in 13 for Solihull Moors. They'd only scored 14 in 13 before today. They appointed the former Halifax manager Chris Millington this week. He's the new boss at Solihull Moors, and they lead 1-0 away to Eastleigh, who themselves have changed manager this season. All change in the National League. In the Scottish Championship, Morton have gone 1-0 up at Airdrie in the Scottish Championship. Just a couple of goals in that division so far this afternoon. It is Game Day Live on TalkSport, taking you around the grounds, bringing you all the goals as they go in early second half here at the Emirates for Dean Ashton and Ian Abrams.
Yeah, 3 gone. Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. That Declan Rice goal still separates these two sides. Arsenal came out very quickly, and the ball had to be ushered back from Mavropanos to Areola. Otherwise, Arsenal could have been in the early stages of the second half. Looking at how West Ham are lining up, Jared Bowen is a lot more forward than he was maybe in the first period for West Ham. Fulkrug is doing his best work just behind Bowen at the moment, but Dean, Arsenal, you feel here if they get the next goal, they're going to go on and win this at the canter.
You'd expect so, yeah. I think obviously they need to get players like Bowen, like Somerville, closer to Fulkrug if they're going to try and hit him early. Arsenal already looking for a penalty shout right at the start of the half as it was nodded down. It did hit Mavropanos' arm that was outstretched, but he's wrestling with Gyökeres. I wish referees could just go and try and grapple with one of us. Just for a few seconds, you'd soon understand that you have no control over your arms at times when you're grappling at this sort of elite athletic level. And thankfully, it wasn't looked at from the referee's point of view.
It has to be said, I haven't got control of any of my bodily parts. I'm in a phone box on my own, but there we go. We'll put that to referees at the end. Still Arsenal 1, West Ham 0.
Worrying image there. Bromley have gone 3-1 up against Tranmere in League 2. Michael Cheek, of course, has scored for Bromley. And in fact, I mentioned before that Bromley are League 2 set-piece FC. All 3 goals from set pieces this afternoon, 2 from corners, and Michael Cheek's goal was a penalty. So that's 14 of 17 Bromley goals from set pieces this season. Extraordinary. Cambridge double their lead against Crawley. The former Luton man, Pele Relican-Panzu, with the goal. Airdrie have equalised quick fire against Morton 1-1. Ewan Henderson. Dundee United in the Scottish Premiership equalise at home to Livingston 1-1. And in League 2, Notts County 3, Oldham Athletic 0. Alessana Jatta has got the goal, the third, 4 minutes after the restart. Oldham had been in good form before their trip to Meadow Lane this afternoon. Let's get to Old Trafford on TalkSport. Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
3 minutes gone of the second half. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. Mountain Šeško in the first half. Sunderland did change shape coming into the second half, and Dan Ballard with a great header just before half-time. He was the player that came on and probably should have scored. Sunderland only scored 7 goals so far this season, Troy, despite that positive start. Is there enough out there that you see that will get them back into this game in the second half?
Yes, there is, because Man United have started this second half really sloppy. You'd expect him to come out, be on the front foot. There's been a lot of negativity around Manchester United for a little while now, and you'd expect him to just come out and really try and stamp their authority, make sure that this game just takes over. They go and get a third and a fourth. But it's been all Sunderland, and Man United really disappointing. Ruben Amorim just in front of us to our left, screaming at the lads to try and get them going, trying to get them motivated. And as a sign of that, 5 Man United players warming up. So I wouldn't be surprised if Sunderland do get into it, but Man United need to liven up very, very quickly.
Lots of talk, particularly about Manchester United, about back threes, back fives, and now we've got 2 teams both playing with a back 3 or a back 5. Are they doing it slightly differently?
Yeah, there's a 5-4-1 essentially is what Sunderland doing. Try to pack out the middle of the park, but allow the 3 centre-backs to go and get tight with Brian Mbeumo, Mason Mount and Šeško, because that's where the problem was being caused. The 2, one would go in, one would stop, but as soon as that space would open up, Mason Mount would just run it and it was causing all sorts of problems. So try to match up at the back, but Man United at the moment, Alex Crook will be happy. There is no reason to complain about the shape at this moment in time.
4 minutes gone of the second half. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
There was quite an extraordinary statement from Ruben Amorim about the Manchester United shape in his press conference yesterday. He said it's not the system, it's the small details, the way we play the game. He also told the journalists that they were to blame for his players' mistakes. He said, I guarantee you, and this is to the journalists, he said, I guarantee you they are listening to you, as in the players are listening to you, all your opinions. They are putting that inside because we are not winning games, and they have to believe in me because I watch more games of Manchester United than you guys combined. Extraordinary thing for him to say. You might interpret that as him feeling the pressure just a little bit, or maybe not. More goals going in. Cardiff 2, Leyton Orient 1 in League One. Dylan Lawler, the teenager who's come through the academy, Welsh international already, has got the goal 7 minutes after the restart. Tranmere pulled one back at Bromley. The trail 3-2. Amari Patrick, the speed demon, with the goal. Orient have equalised at Cardiff. Idris El Mizuni, former Ipswich man, with the goal. 2 apiece there. Stockport lead by a goal to nil at Huddersfield, but Tyler Onyango has been sent off for Stockport, who are down to 10 men. Arsenal should be 2 up, but they are not here at the Emirates. Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. The Declan Rice goal still the only one, but it should have been 2, and Rice should have an assist as Arsenal still have the ball just outside the West Ham penalty area. It was Rice down the left-hand side. Beautiful ball across the 6-yard box. Now, I might forgive Paul Gascoigne because he was quite short that he couldn't reach the ball in during that Euro 96 semi-final. But Victor Gyökeres, Dean, I mean, why is he not gambling even more?
But he can't. He can't reach it. It's skimmed off the surface. Nowadays, you really have to stay on side, which he was trying to do. He was ahead of the defender. The ball across was great, but too much pace on it for him. He can't suddenly mutate and stretch his leg out further than he possibly can.
He hasn't grown during the game.
He's just got to keep getting in there. It was a great move. He deserved a goal, but ultimately just couldn't quite reach it. But Arsenal are so on top. It's incredible.
It is. I'm thinking about throwing another ball on just so West Ham can know what it feels like to play with a football, because at the moment Arsenal are so dominant and looking for this second goal. West Ham 1, Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. I'm sorry to Victor Gyökeres, you haven't grown 2 inches during the match.
I've got to say, this will take Arsenal top of the table. I reckon that they'll be there come the end of the season as well. They are so comfortable in this game. Let's get a goal at the Den in the Championship, Will Hobbs.
Yeah, and it comes from Millwall. Millwall 2, West Brom 0. Femi Aziz, the star player, undoubtedly so far. He set up the first one for Jake Cooper, but this one he scored, and it was an absolute dazzler. He was sent on his way by Billy Mitchell, crossfield ball over to the right-hand side. Femi Aziz cuts inside left-footed and bends it deliciously past Josh Griffiths, who had no chance. Millwall 2, West Brom 0.
Goals as they go in. Oldham pull one back at Notts County. They trail 3-1. Michael Mellon, who's on loan, he's the son of the manager, Mickey Mellon, and he's got the goal. Notts County 3, Oldham 1. Oldham unbeaten away before today, 3-1 down this afternoon. They'd only conceded 1 goal away before today, and before today they're the best defence in League 2, but that's all gone. Notts County 3, Oldham 1. We'll take it to Old Trafford in the Premier League on TalkSport. Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
It's gone Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. Sunderland not creating chances, but certainly on the front foot. A couple of balls have been fizzed in from wide areas, but no one there in a blue Sunderland shirt to get the killer touch. Ruben Amorim on his 50th Manchester United managerial game. Sir Alex Ferguson, the last Man United manager to win on such a landmark. 5 managers since, none of them winning on their half-century game. So far, so good though, Troy. United, although defending, still looking positive to get those 3 points today.
I think we're looking at the game differently. I think they're comfortable because Sunderland have been so poor on the ball today. Sunderland looking just down at their bench, 2 subs coming on now, trying to impact it. Man United have been ridiculously sloppy at this moment in time. They've came out like this is job done, we're all going to get a goal each. You have to still earn it. You have to start every half and earn it. And I just think that if they don't pull it together in this next 5 minutes or so, expect to see 3 or 4 changes, because Ruben Amorim must be really frustrated, because it's here for Man U to make a massive statement.
As Šeško finds Mbumo inside the penalty area and left-footed, he shanked it well wide. And United won't get a third. Just on Benjamin Šeško, 2 goals back-to-back games. Confidence for a striker, you'll know all about that.
Yeah, he looks better. He's just nicked the ball there, running past 2 players. He just slips the ball into Brian Mbeumo, and again he goes now. He wants the ball. If you remember the game against Grimsby, he made a lot of it. 10th, he wanted the penalty at 10th. Not good enough. And again, I think a couple of goals, settling in now, getting used to the system, getting used to what the manager expects from him. He's just started to have that little bit of confidence, and hopefully more goals to come for him and for Man United.
10 minutes gone in the second half. In fact, we'll continue with Mbumo, who's going to try and break into the penalty area. Another layoff from Šeško. Sunderland able to defend and clear. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
Goal in League 2, Cambridge lead Crawley 3-0. Killian Kwasi with the third for Neil Harris's Cambridge, who had 1 win in 5 all competitions coming into this one, but Crawley in even worse form. 2 wins in 10 is going to become 2 wins in 11. They were 4th bottom at the start of this football weekend. Premier League then, latest scores into the second halves. Arsenal lead West Ham 1-0 here at the Emirates. Declan Rice with the goal, he didn't celebrate. Man United 2, Sunderland 0. Mount and Šeško with the goals. Championship, Bristol City 1, QPR 0, Derby 1, Southampton 1, live on TalkSport 2, Millwall 2, West Brom 0, Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0, Swansea 0, Leicester 1 and Watford 2, Oxford 1. Jeremy Ngakia with both goals. Before this afternoon he'd only scored 1 career goal in well over 100 appearances. He's got 2 in one afternoon. League 1, Blackpool 0, Wimbledon 1, Bolton 2, Peterborough 1, Cardiff 2, Leyton Orient 2, that Dylan Lawler goal, his first career goal. Huddersfield 0, 10-man Stockport 1, goalless at Lincoln, Plymouth, Port Vale and at Stevenage, but it's Reading 0, Mansfield 1. League 2, Barnet lead Accrington 1-0, Bromley 3, Tranmere 2, Cambridge 3, Crawley 0, Cheltenham 0, Fleetwood 0. This is the first game back in charge for Steve Cottrell, back at the club where it all started. He's a Cheltenham boy. He says Cheltenham's always been in his heart. He was born in Cheltenham, 10 minutes from the ground, came through the youth system as a player at Cheltenham and managed them. Their most successful manager ever, 3 promotions in 5 years, plus a Wembley win in the FA Trophy final as well. He's gone on to manage Stoke, Burnley, Forest, Birmingham, but says he always wanted to know the Cheltenham score wherever he was managing. Well, he'll know it now because it's Cheltenham 0, Fleetwood 0, which would actually go down as a good result for Cheltenham if they can hold on to that. Colchester 4, Chesterfield 1, Notts County 3, Oldham 1, Salford 0, Grimsby 2 and Walsall 0, Bristol Rovers 1. All latest scores, National League as well. Eastleigh 0, Solihull Moors 1. It's Forest Green 0, Rochdale 1 in the battle of the top 2. Forest Green's top at the start of the day, Rochdale second, but with games in hand. Halifax 1, Brackley 0, Southend 1, Aldershot 0, Wealdstone 1 apiece with Altrincham, Woking lead Truro 1-0 and Boreham Wood 2-0 up at Yeovil. And in the Scottish Premiership, Dundee United 1, Livingston 1, Kilmarnock 2, St Mirren 0. And in the Scottish Championship, Airdrie 1, Morton 1, Partick lead Arbroath by a goal to 0. You are listening to Game Day Live on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever it is, they're here for it.
Sunnyside Dispensary is your one-stop shop for all your cannabis favorites. Whether you're a med patient or shopping recreationally, their friendly staff are here to help you discover which cannabis products are right for you. Enjoy fantastic deals from store-wide promotions to savings on your favorite brands. Visit sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HITUNEIN at checkout to qualify. That's HITUNEIN. Exclusions apply. Intended for 21 ages and up or valid medical card holders.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
We live live football.
What a strike!
Kick-by-kick commentary from more leagues than ever.
Oh, he's hit the crossbar!
One giant season of live football.
What a fantastic strike!
Over 500 unmissable fixtures on TalkSport and TalkSport 2.
A couple of goal-filled games, one in League 1 where Orient have taken the lead at Cardiff 3-2. Dom Ballard, the former Southampton youngster, with a goal after 61. Cardiff 2, Orient 3. And what a game at Hayes Lane. Bromley 3, Tranmere 3. Bromley were 3-1 up a few minutes ago. Cameron Norman on the hour has put Tranmere level. 3 apiece in League 2. Now the Game Day phone-in will keep you up to date with Chelsea-Liverpool. Let's get the lineups, all thanks to Betfair at Stamford Bridge. For TalkSport, it's Ollie Klink.
Where Alexander Isak starts for Liverpool. Hugo Ekitike is on the bench. There are 4 more changes from the side that played Galatasaray on Tuesday. Mamadashvili comes in for the injured Alisson, while Frimpong, Wirtz and Jones come out. In come Bradley, McAllister and Salah. Chelsea picked up a win over Benfica on Tuesday, but have had back-to-back defeats in the league. There are 3 changes from their Champions League win. Chalobah, Buonanotte and George come out. In come Achimpong, James and João Pedro. Here are the lineups in full. For Chelsea, it's Sanchez in goal, Gusto, Achimpong, Badiashile and Cucurella at the back, James and Caicedo in midfield, with Neto, Fernandes and Garnacho in behind João Pedro. As for Liverpool, it's Mamadashvili in nets, Bradley, Konate, Van Dijk and Kirkesh across the back, Gravenberch, McAllister and Szoboszlai in midfield, with Salah, Isak and Gakpo in attack. At Stamford Bridge, it's Chelsea against Liverpool.
And those lineups brought to you by Betfair, the official betting partner of TalkSport's Premier League coverage. All thanks to Betfair, 18+. BeGambleAware.org. We've got the breakthrough at Deepdale in the Championship. Matt Jones.
We have, and it's gone to Preston. Preston 1, Charlton 0. I told you earlier in the game that Thierry Small was getting booed every time he touched the ball for Preston by his former fans. Charlton, well, he's just put Preston ahead. A bit of pinball in the Charlton penalty area. The ball is eventually laid off to him on the right-hand side. He decides to try and thread it through a few men. It takes a deflection, and with that deflection it loops over Thomas Kaminski in goal and goes into the back of the net. He's just celebrated that one wildly. It'll only make that departure even harder for those Charlton fans. Preston 1, Charlton 0.
I love the fact that he's celebrated after they've been giving him grief all afternoon. Let's get to Ashton Gate. Goal there, Dave Rowe.
Bristol City 1, QPR 1. Equaliser for Rangers, scored by Richard Kone. You couldn't see it coming. They've been really poor in the second half. They just made 2 changes. Vale and Smith both came on, and within moments Smith working hard down the right hand side, ball in the area just beyond Barreau, who couldn't shoot, but absolutely slammed in by Kone for his fourth goal since joining the club, and now we very much do have game on here. Bristol City 1, QPR 1.
And a couple of goals in League One to tell you about. Stevenage 1, Luton 0. Kem Campbell, the former Wolves youngster, with the goal. This is a big derby, if you don't know, derby game. Stevenage 13 miles east of Luton, first meeting in the league for over 7 years. Stevenage going very well, 100% home record, 4 wins from 4, and they're beating their local rivals by 1-0 right now. Also in League 2, Cheltenham. I mentioned Steve Cottrell a moment ago, back at his first club, and they lead Fleetwood 1-0. Isaac Hutchinson has got the goal. In the Scottish Championship, Arbroath have equalised at Partick, 1 apiece there. Let's go round the ground, starting here at the Emirates, where it's noisy. Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
It is. Arsenal 1, West Ham 0. Both sets of fans have been pretty noisy. The Arsenal fans now in the clock end are making the most noise just away to our right hand side. The Declan Rice goal still the only one we've seen. We have seen Bukayo Saka attended to after getting a bit of a nosebleed following a challenge with Matheus Fernandes. I don't think that the cornermen from Usyk Joshua many years ago were needed to clear up the mess on that one, but he was down for a couple of minutes. And West Ham have brought on 2 youngsters. Freddie Potts, whose dad Steve is a legend at West Ham, and brother Dan played for the club, and Callum Marshall, Northern Ireland international striker, they're both on as well. I think that's a good move, Dean, because at least we'll get the fans involved, because you'd love to see one of your own on the pitch.
Yeah, I think it's important, of course, to try and bring through your own players. I think it's more important that you try and get a result. So I'm just trying to, nothing against Marshall, by the way, did well at Huddersfield last season.
Oh, we might have a penalty here. We have got a penalty here. Ball played. Sorry to interrupt you, Dean, I really am. Say what you want about Marshall, because we're going to do a minute or two till the penalty's taken.
Oh no, it's more important, the penalty. I mean, it's just a ball over the top. Timber playing at right back suddenly finds himself in the centre forward position, and that is what you have to do against a team that's going to sit there. Players have got to rush out of their positions, gamble in the run. It's a beautiful take from Timber.
It's clumsy by Diouf, isn't it?
It is clumsy, but it is outside the box, I think. Certainly starts outside the box, shoves him in the back. He then falls into the penalty area. It's going to have to be looked at. It might take a minute, because this is going to be really, really close as to whether it carries on. To me, it was outside.
What are we saying then, boys? Come on, 3-3 jury. I'm going to go with no penalty.
It's outside the box. It's free kick, isn't it?
But it'll be given because it was leaning into.
Will they go referee's call? They might go referee's call here. At the moment, the referee has put the ball on the spot, or is hanging around the penalty spot. John Brooks is the referee, was the VAR last night at the Bournemouth-Fulham game. Arsenal certainly think they've got a penalty here, because there's no way that Saka isn't putting the ball down on the penalty spot. It's his 200th Premier League appearance, and I think he thinks he's going to celebrate from 12 yards. I haven't seen that VAR are checking this, so it is going to be a penalty, and it will be Bukayo Saka up against Areola. and it's going to be a left-footed strike. It's his 200th appearance for Arsenal, and will he celebrate it with a goal? They lead 1-0 thanks to Declan Rice's goal so far. Little shimmy, Saka steps up, and of course he scores, sends Areola the wrong way. So all three of us thought it wasn't a penalty, wasn't even looked at. Saka scores it. What do we put that down to then?
Well, I think it was always going to be given, in terms of he's given it on field, it's tight, and it's leaning and falling into the penalty area. And ultimately they agreed with the referee. Saka doesn't care, sets it down. It's him instead of Gyökeres who takes the penalty, and he just sends Areola the opposite way, really whips it into that right-hand side of the goal. And it's an important goal, because as it was still 1-0, it always felt like it might just get a little bit nervy.
I think there's a question I need to ask Nuno afterwards. Arsenal 2, West Ham 0.
Well, Arsenal, it's Arteta's 300th game in charge. Win rate 7th highest of those who have managed 100 games or more. He's behind some elites: Mourinho, Mancini, Klopp, Conte, Ferguson, Guardiola. But he's about to take Arsenal top of the table. The question is, can they stay there? Right, let's head to Swansea in the Championship. Lawrence Mora.
Where we have a penalty to Swansea. It's Swansea 0, Leicester 1. Galbraith on as a sub, racing down the left channel of the penalty area, brought down by Wout Faes, who just got his challenge all horribly wrong, timed it so badly. Galbraith was going absolutely nowhere. Wow, it's a penalty, and Adam Ida has put the ball on the spot. He's not scored since arriving at Swansea from Celtic. He's taken a long run up from the edge of the penalty area, right-footed, slots it into the corner of the net, and Swansea have their equaliser. Swansea 1, Leicester 1.
As they go in on TalkSport, and Bukayo Saka, you just heard him score the penalty to put Arsenal firmly in control, 2-0 up against West Ham here at the Emirates. And that's, yes, his 200th Premier League appearance. He's had 100 goal involvements now in the Premier League, the 8th Arsenal player to reach that number. I'm going to set you a little teaser that I'll answer before 5:30. Can you name the other 7 Arsenal players who've had 100 goal involvements in the Premier League in that time? So Bukayo Saka, 100 goal involvements in the Premier League, the 8th Arsenal player to reach that number. Who were the other 7? Right, more goals going in. Let's tell you about, in fact, loads of goals have gone in. Cambridge 3, Crawley 1. Kabi Shamanga pulling one back for Crawley. Cheltenham now 2 up against Fleetwood in League 2 in Steve Cottrell's first game in charge. Josh Martin with the goal. Plymouth take the lead against Wigan. Lauren Tollage, signed from Port Vale for 1.2 million on deadline day, has got the goal. Cardiff 3, Orient 3 in League 1 is a stunner. Yusuf Salek equalises for Cardiff. Walsall have equalised home to Bristol Rovers in League 2 in a big game there. Aaron Pressley on 69 minutes. Stevenage double their lead against Luton. It's not going well for the Hatters and Matt Bloomfield. In fact, Gary Sweet, the Luton chief exec, said recently that have no qualms about sacking Matt Bloomfield if that was the right course of action. He stressed at that time it wasn't the right course of action. Stevenage 2, Luton 0. Jordan Roberts with the second goal for Stevenage. We've got a goal in the Championship at the Den. Will Hobbs.
We do indeed. Millwall 3, West Brom 0, and it's Zach Sturge, the left back, with another rasping finish. Played a beautiful 1-2 in midfield, raced away down the left. He's been prominent all second half, and then he slammed it across goal into the top corner. It's the second top corner finish of the half. Femi Aziz, he dipped inside off the right hand side and curled one left-footed in the 56th minute to make it 2-0. The monstrously sized captain Jake Cooper opened the scoring in the first half to make it 1-0, but it's all been Millwall. West Brom have been physically overwhelmed. Millwall 2, West Brom 0.
Well, Millwall were battered 4-0 at home by Coventry in midweek. The Den emptied out at 3-0. It won't be emptying out at 3-0 this afternoon. That's because they're winning. Elsewhere, Cardiff City were 3-2 down a couple of minutes ago. They're 4-3 up against Orient. Callum Robinson gets his second of the afternoon. Reading equalised against Mansfield in League 1. Jack Marriott, 5 in 5. What a signing from Wrexham he's proving to be for Reading. And elsewhere, Bournemouth 3-0 up at Yeovil in the National League. We'll go to Old Trafford on TalkSport. Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
Approaching the last 20 minutes, where it's Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. A talking point just before the hour mark. A Sunderland ball down the left-hand side. Bruno Fernandes was caught out over his head. Out came rushing debutant goalkeeper Senna Lomans, but him nipped Bertrand Traore on his first Sunderland start. As he tried to get between the two of them, he fell to the ground looking for a penalty, even though he's outside the box, and then the referee rightly booked him for a dive. Traore has since been replaced. Sunderland making 3 changes. Traore, Masuake and Isidore going off. Mayenda, Brobbery and Talby has come on. Talby with a shot that was blocked just a moment ago. United have made changes as well, with Dorgu and Cunha coming on to replace Dalot and Mount. Mason Mount, the scorer of United's first goal, got a standing ovation in what's been a really raucous Old Trafford atmosphere. And it feels, Troy, those changes will be key, because neither side have settled in this second half, neither side keeping possession. If one of them can, particularly if Sunderland can get a goal, that would make things very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if Sunderland get it, it'll feel like Sunderland are on the front foot. But for Man United, a great chance just there, as you were talking. Ahmad down the right-hand side does great work, cuts it to the edge of the area. In the D, Casemiro's got about 15 yards. He decides to take it first time, puts it way over, but it's that lack of composure in the final third. Just that little bit. We had a moment earlier on with Brian and Bremer breaking away in the counter-attack. He just needs to slip in Cunha, plays it straight to the defender. 3 or 4 times now, Man U could have killed this game off, but I feel like the nervous energy is building, not only on the pitch, but in and around us. So it'll be really interesting over the next 5 minutes what Sunderland can do.
The Sunderland changes in particular, all very much offensive players that have come on. They've got nothing to lose now. They're going to give it a real go.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, you can probably hear the moans and groans around us. It's a simple ball that Lenny Yoro just needs to put into the channels under pressure. Tries to play a ball inside to Šeško, gives Sunderland the ball back, and it's just Man United won't be happy with this second half. They'll be happy because they got a win and they've been under pressure. But this is not a comfortable win at all, and it should be. And I said to you before it came to us, if this was an Arsenal team, a Liverpool team, this would be 5 and 6-0 today for Sunderland. But, you know, Man U will take it as they can at this moment in time. 10-15 more minutes left, though.
Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
Eastleigh have equalised in the National League. Morecambe go 1-0 up at Tamworth in the National League. Gwion Edwards, former Ipswich man, with the opener. Tamworth are in the playoff place at the start of the day. Morecambe, bottom of the table. Colchester get a 5th against Chesterfield, 5-1. Kyrese Lisby with the 5th for Danny Cowley's side. His brother Carell scored a hat-trick in midweek in the EFL Trophy for the Posh. Let's go to the Championship game at Fratton Park. Alex Crook.
Well, it's still Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0. Barak got a late equaliser 20-odd miles from here at Southampton this time last week, but time is not on their side here. They have had a couple of half chances since half-time. Sonja Hansen, he prodded wide on 52 minutes after Matt Targett had beautifully cushioned down a high ball from fellow wing-back Callum Britton from the opposite flank. Tommy Conway saw his side foot shot blocked by Jordan Williams. Britton also fired tamely into the arms of Joe Bursick, but the best chance they've had came to Aidan Morris midway inside the penalty area. He sliced his shot wide with the goal gaping after Conway's initial effort had been deflected into his path. Pompey haven't had too many chances to add to their lead, but they are defending resolutely here. It's Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0.
In the National League, Southend double their lead against Aldershot 2-0. Aldershot's top scorers in the National League, even though they're 16th in the table at the start of the day. And the reason they're 16th is because they concede even more than they score. Let's go to Ashton Gate, latest there. TalkSport's Dave Rowe.
Bristol City 1, QPR 1, end-to-end stuff since QPR got themselves back on level terms. The biggest chance going the way of the home side. Good work by Randell in midfield, finding Mehmeti on the edge of the area. Did so well to twist and turn and find space for a shot. When he did shoot, it went inches wide of Nardi's right-hand post. It was Coney who scored the equaliser for QPR. He's had 2 more chances since then to put them in front, and one after great play by Burrell. Just couldn't quite catch the shot well, and the chance was lost. Bristol City have made changes, including bringing on the former QPR man Sinclair Armstrong. Hasn't scored since last November. Could this be his day? 10 to go. Bristol City 1, QPR 1.
Goal deep down in the Championship. TalkSport's Matt Jones.
Surely game over here. Preston 2, Charlton 0, and it's Daniel Jefferson who's got it, his first goal for the club, his first goal since May, in fact, and it's a brilliantly worked one as well. Devine breaks the offside trap to run into the Charlton half of the field. He gets into the penalty area, pulls a left-footed cross back towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and there's Jefferson sliding in to prod home from close range. Charlton have not had any answer to going 1-0 down, and it looks like curtains for them now. Preston 2, Charlton 0.
And let's get to Swansea. Is that a goal there, Lawrence Mora?
It is. Swansea 1, Leicester 2, and anything Jordan James can do. Abdullah Fatawa can do even better because he's picked this up on the right-hand side. He's cut in on his left foot and he's picked out the far top corner with an absolute rasper. He won Goal of the Month in August for a goal against Charlton, and this is just as good. 77 gone. It's Swansea 1, Leicester 2.
Elsewhere, Southend doubled their lead against Aldershot. Told you about that. Barnet in League 2 have doubled their lead against Accrington Stanley. Their home record brilliant last season in winning the National League. They were unbeaten at home, won 18 and drew 5, lost none. Barnet, but this season it's a different story in the higher league. Won only 1 of 5 league games at the Hive, lost 3 of them, but they're going to win this afternoon. Ryan Glover with the second. Barnet 2, Accrington 0. Walsall have turned it around. They lead Bristol Rovers 2-1. Aaron Pressley with both of the goals. Where are we off to next on Game Day Live on TalkSport with all the goals as they go in? Pride Park, Jeff Peters.
Derby 1, Southampton 1. Plenty of chances in this second half. Patrick Agerman, who scored the equaliser for Derby just before the break, he found the side netting from a tight angle after being played in by Morris. Morris himself has put a header wide from a Forsyth cross at the other end. Brilliant run by Cienza, but his finish was poor. And then excellent cross by Fraser from the right. Armstrong, who gave Southampton an early lead, he put his half volley wide. Multiple changes from both sides. It could still go either way. It's Derby 1, Southampton 1, and it's live on TalkSport 2.
What's happening at Vicarage Road in the Championship? TalkSport's Tony Colliver.
It's still Watford 2, Oxford 1, and the home side been trying to tighten the screw. Rocco Vatu, he broke down the near side early on in this second half, took on the United defence, took a shot from an awkward angle, but it went just past the right hand upright. For the visitors, Przemysław Praketa, he hit a goal-bound shot on target, but it was parried away by the keeper Egil Selvig for Watford. Still, at the moment, it's Watford 2, Oxford 1.
And in the National League, Tamworth 1, Morecambe 1. Kennedy Diggy, former Kidderminster man, has been banging in the goals for Tamworth this season. He's got another one this afternoon. There's the equaliser for them. So in the Premier League this afternoon, latest scores from 3 o'clock kickoffs: Arsenal 2, West Ham 0. Rice and Saka, England pair in the England squads, and they've got the goals here at the Emirates this afternoon. Man United 2, Sunderland 0. Mount and Sesko in the first half. In the Championship, latest scores: Bristol City 1, QPR 1, Derby 1, Southampton 1, live on TalkSport 2. Millwall 3, West Brom 0. Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0. Preston 2, Charlton 0. Swansea 1, Leicester 2, and Watford 2, Oxford 1. In League 1, latest scores: Blackpool 0, Wimbledon 2. Danilo Orsi with his second of the afternoon. It's still Bolton 2, Peterborough 1. Cardiff 4, Orient 3. Huddersfield 0, Stockport 2. Lincoln 0, Exeter City 0. Plymouth 1, Wigan 1. Fraser Murray just equalising for Wigan. Port Vale goalless with Northampton. Reading 1, Mansfield 1, and Stevenage 2 up against Luton. In League 2, Barnet 2, Accrington 0. Barrow 0, Shrewsbury 0. Bromley 3, Tranmere 3. Bromley, though, down to 10 men. Byron Webster sent off. Can you imagine? Andy Woodman, already sent to the stands himself in the first half. He's probably exploding right now. Cambridge 3, Crawley 1. Cheltenham 2, Fleetwood 0. Colchester 5, Chesterfield 1. Hat-trick for Jack Payne. And a goal in the Championship at Ashton Gate for Dave Rowe.
Bristol City 1, QPR 2. They've turned it round here, and it's Paul Smith who scored the goal in a 1-1 draw here last season. Majors has scored the winner for QPR this time. Lovely play down the right-hand side. It was worked out to the far side where Jimmy Dunn put the cross in, and it's a brilliant header by Smith back across the keeper. No chance for Vitek. What a turnaround. Bristol City 1, QPR 2.
Wow. And Stockport get a second with 10 men at Huddersfield 2-0. Odin Bailey with it. In League 2, just running through the scores: Notts County 3-1 up against Oldham. Grimsby still lead 2-0 at Salford, and Walsall 2, Bristol Rovers 1. National League, latest scores: it's Braintree 0, Sutton 0. Eastleigh 1, Solihull Moors 1. Rochdale 1 up at Forest Green. Halifax 1, Brackley 0. Southend 2, Aldershot 0. Tamworth 1, Morecambe 1. Wildston 1, Altrincham 1. And Woking 1, Truro 1. Truro have just equalised at Kingfield. Yeovil 0, Boreham Wood 3. In the Scottish Premiership this afternoon, just a couple of games kicked off at 3. Dundee United 1, Livingston 1, and Kilmarnock 2. St Mirren 0, the latest scores there. And in the Scottish Championship, Airdrie 1, Morton 2. Morton have just retaken the lead. Dunfermline goalless with Queen's Park. Partick 1, Arbroath 1. Ross County 1, Wraith Rovers 0. Miller Thompson with the goal. And the leaders, St Johnstone, being held goalless at home by Scott Brown's Ayr United. In the Premier League, though, Arsenal 2 up, Man United 2 up. This is TalkSport.
Everything from clothing to household items are getting more expensive each day.
American Giant is about keeping things simple and close to home. They aren't affected by tariffs because their products never leave the U.S. Support American-made tariff-free clothing with American Giant with American Giant. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com. That's 20% off when you use code STAPLE20 at American-Giant.com.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Ball commentary. Game Day Live. Talk Sport.
The WSL last night, Man United won, Chelsea won, and this lunchtime Man City beat Arsenal 3-2. Big games, big scorelines at the top of the WSL table. Chelsea remain there, Man City in second. Check out TalkSport's Women's Football Instagram. There's always a ton of good content on there from our team, including Leanne Sanderson, always on there, Angelina Kelly, Uma Gurab. And on Mondays, after a WSL weekend, I always bring you my 60-second 5 takeaways from the WSL games on TalkSport Women's Football on Instagram. And McCoy Snag Bonhall will be on breakfast 6 a.m. Monday. When they're done at 10, it's White and Jordan, and this Monday's guest is World Cup winner and Arsenal double winner Emmanuel Petit is going to be with them in the studio. By the way, that little teaser I set you earlier, I'll give you the answer just before 5:30, but if you haven't got it, Jamie O'Hara's got all of those 7 players. So Jamie O'Hara gets it, you lot should be getting it as well. He's coming up with Jermaine Pennant 5:30 on the Game Day phone-in on Talk Sport. Right, round the ground, starting in the Premier League, starting here at the Emirates with Dean Ashton and Ian Abrams.
7 minutes to go, Arsenal 2, West Ham 0. A sense of inevitability about this from a long way out, actually, that Arsenal were going to win. But the most important thing actually happened about 5 minutes ago, and it might not be good news for Thomas Tuchel, because Declan Rice sat down and looked like he had a problem somewhere in his back, Dean, and went off immediately, unlike with the Odegaard in the first half where he had treatment played on and etc, etc. Could that be a problem for England? Because Declan Rice doesn't normally go down.
Not usually, and it could be a problem. It happened probably 10 minutes before. He didn't make a big fuss about it, but he sort of went into a challenge, got slid down the side, Mavropanos, and he went over the top and landed on his back, and since then he's been holding it slightly. So maybe it's a precaution. Hopefully it's nothing more than that from an England point of view. But you're right, it's gone to that point where if you're a West Ham fan, you're thinking, come on, show a bit of fight. And if you're an Arsenal fan, you think, come on, get a few more goals.
And if you're us, you're thinking, give us something to say in the last 8 minutes. It's still Arsenal 2, West Ham 0.
Goal at Swansea in the Championship. TalkSport's Lawrence Moore.
Swansea 1, Leicester 3. That should be game, set and match as Yannick Vestergaard has headed into the net from the 6-yard box. It came from a free kick on the left-hand side, swung into the Swansea penalty area, and there was Burgess to head it clear, but it hit and cannoned off his own player Yakue and went back into the penalty area, and there was Vestergaard to head in from close range. Figueroa got a hand on it, but he couldn't keep it out. Swansea 1, Leicester 3.
By the way, on Leicester, 10 years ago today, Jamie Vardy was a goal scorer as they won 2-1 at Norwich. After the game, the manager, Claudio Ranieri, said, let's get to 40 points and see what happens after that. Well, they got to 40 points at New Year, and after that, they went and won the title. Let's get to Old Trafford. Latest there, Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
7.5 minutes of normal time remaining. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. Mountain Shesko in the first half. Sunderland starting to ask a few more questions now, and you wonder if they could score, what the atmosphere will be like inside Old Trafford. Nordi Mukil, signed in the summer from PSG, twice has been slipped down the right-hand side to create opportunities as Cunha gets into the box for Manchester United. Brilliant challenge from the Sunderland substitute Gitruda to force a corner, but Sunderland have been on the front foot. Mukule twice down the right. The first one, it was a drilled ball in. Substitute Brian Brobbery, joined from Ajax in the summer, yet to score, sliding in, couldn't get the touch. Mukile with another run down the right. This time his selection was poor and United dealt with it. A moment ago, Eliza Mayenda, Sunderland substitute, took strike from the edge of the area. United backed off, but it was a poor effort over the bar. And just as we thought Sunderland were asking the questions, Troy, it's United who've got a corner, but it would change the atmosphere if Sunderland could create more of a clear-cut chance.
Absolutely, I think it'd create real panic around this place. It's been flat. Second half has been really, really poor for both teams. Sunderland will feel better, but it's just a moment.
Header just wide. Was that Cunha? 6 yards out. The corner came in from the left. Bruno Fernandes. United hang on. They're looking to get their third successive home win in the Premier League for the first time since April 2023. And as we edge towards the close of the game, so it looks as though they might just get over the line.
Yeah, it feels like they are. It won't be a game that they are looking back at a few weeks ago and that's the standard setter. But again, after a disappointing last week, they needed to get back on and winning just before international break. It's huge for them, and all the changes now are to solidify. They've took off Embuemo, they're taking off Casemiro now for Ugarte. It just feels like they want to get everybody done, fit, ready to come back after the international break and really kick on, because that's when the real test for Man United will be. Not 3 or 4 games international break. There's a long old run now until the end of November.
Harry Maguire about to come on as well. 5 minutes of normal time remaining. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
Consolation goal in League 2 for Chesterfield. James Berry with it, but they trail 5-2 at Colchester United. Just to flag up something that Thomas Tuchel said in his press conference yesterday, really important when he was delivering the squad, and it's along the lines of not relying on individual players. You know how England have done that at tournaments in the past. Is Beckham injured? Is Rooney injured? Michael Owen's got injured. We've got no chance. He stressed the importance of not relying on individual players. And for those who think Jude Bellingham was dropped, he did actually say, do I believe we are a stronger team with Jude? Yes, he said. But he also went on to say that England can have injuries to hugely influential players. It can happen before a tournament. Then we have to find a solution. It can never be the solution to depend on one player in football. And when talking about influential individuals, he mentioned 4 players in particular: Jude Bellingham, John Stones, Harry Kane and Declan Rice, who's just gone off injured here at the Emirates. With an update from the game here at Arsenal, alongside me, Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
A couple of minutes to go. Arsenal 2, West Ham 0. Went off before not scoring the opening goal, not before rather scoring the opening goal, and I thought he had a really good game actually today, Declan Rice. Bukayo Saka with the other from the penalty spot, but this has long since felt like we're just playing 90 minutes to fulfil the fixture now. There's no way West Ham are getting back into this. In fact, they've barely even asked David Raya a single question in the second half. Well, they do win a corner. That's more of an Arsenal mistake than anything else. Dean, alongside me, listen, West Ham, we're never going to come here and expect to win, but is this the sort of win that Arsenal need to achieve to win the title?
Yeah, it's the sort of wins that last season they could have slipped up on and did. It can't happen if you want to win the league title here at the Emirates. West Ham have shown very, very little to really cause any problems, even though Raya's just flapped at one from a corner. It's the first bit of life actually we've seen from West Ham in this second half, and I think always as a manager you're going to be questioned by the supporters, especially ones that are here. Callum Marshall's come on, young player, obviously what a great moment for him. He's touched the ball in 27 minutes once. Callum Wilson sat on your bench. This is Gabriel and Saliba you're up against. I'd love to know, and I hope it's an injury, as to why Callum Wilson's not on the pitch if you want to try and get a goal and get back into it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, and like Freddie Potts is on the ball now, actually, has barely touched it as well. Yeah, we've got a minute of normal time. It's Arsenal 2, West Ham 0. Yeah,
Freddie Potts actually really good in central midfield when he came on at Everton on Monday live on Talk Sport. I thought he might actually start this game this afternoon, but he has come on as Arsenal surge forward, again looking for a third to seal it, but it's cleared by West Ham United, who haven't had a shot on target this afternoon. I personally think it's because Arsenal have just been way too good for them. In the National League, Truro went 2-1 up at Woking. Before today, they'd lost all 6 away, scoring just 1 goal. 2-1 up at Woking, but Harry Buteman's just equalised for Woking. 2-2 late in the game there. Ross County double their lead. They're going to get their first win of the season, Ross County, after relegation to the Championship in Scotland. Ronan Howler scored again in injury time. Ross County 2, Wraith Rovers 0. We'll go to Old Trafford on TalkSport. Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
Closing stages, 2 minutes of normal time remaining. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0. Sunderland still trying to find a route into the game that would create a nervous atmosphere inside Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim, his 50th game as Manchester United manager, patrolling the technical area. Now and again bows his head, very thoughtful, and then he turns to applaud his players, and he's trying, Troy, to push them up the field physically, if not just by the hand gestures.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's more of a worrying sign for me that the manager at 2-0 up has to try and get the players motivated to go and take this game and kill this team off. They're not playing any of the top 6 big boys. They're playing Sunderland, who have just newly promoted. I'd expect Man United to be a bit more aggressive. I'm seeing the likes of Cunha getting very frustrated and wanting to do a bit as he comes forward now.
He's in the area. It's a right-footed shot straight at goalkeeper Robin Roos. A comfortable save for the Sunderland keeper, who's been relatively unemployed in the second half. Sunderland, as you say, Troy, newly promoted, but only the 1 defeat in 6. Have you been disappointed with them today?
No, I think you have these moments when you're newly promoted. It's a reality check, and the manager won't appreciate it now, but he will after international break, because if they'd have got another win here, they'd have started to get really comfortable, a little bit complacent. They start to worry about finishing in the top half of the table. The reality of it is these games are the games that you hope to get something from. They've had a good start, as you said. They've not played great in all the games. I'm thinking to game against Forest when they had 25 shots against them and somehow win 1-0. They haven't really put a real foot in this game or been any real purpose other than Granit Xhaka. I think he still shows that level of class just as they go forward now.
It's on the edge of the area. It's a layoff to Talbi, and it's a shot that's straight at the United debutant goalkeeper at Lomans, who saves it with his legs, and it's away for a throw-in. We're into the final few seconds of normal time. Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
In injury time in League One, Huddersfield pull one back with a trail 2-1 at home to Stockport, and there's a winner in injury time for Exeter at Lincoln. The veteran Kevin McDonald in the 94th minute. They've lost 7 of their 10 league games, Exeter City. Both meetings between these two were goalless last season. Exeter leading 1-0 at Lincoln in injury time in League One. Full time in the Championship at the Den. TalkSport's Will Hobbs.
Millwall 3, West Brom 0. It's finished. The home side have played like a group of fired-up Year 11s against a team of lacklustre Year 8s. Goals from gigantic Captain Cooper, an absolute perler of a curler from protagonist winger Femi Aziz, and then Zach Sturge, the left-back, got in on the act, slamming one in first time from the edge of the box after a sweeping 1-2. Billy Mitchell commanded the midfield. Massimo Longo's authority and power also stood out, and Joe Coburn's performance up front was a physical masterclass. West Brom have had just one shot on target all game and barely laid a glove on them. Alex Neil's men have simply been the biggest lads in the playground. They're level on points now with the Baggies in 8th. Ryan Mason's side have dropped from 4th to 7th. Full time at the Den. Millwall 3, West Brom 0.
Halifax get a second against Brackley in injury time. 2-0 their lead. It's going to be 5 straight wins for Halifax, 3 straight defeats for Brackley. Cheltenham Town have beaten Fleetwood 2-0. Steve Cottrell's first game in charge, and he's brought a victory with him as well. Full time at Fratton Park. This is a big one. Alex Crook. It is indeed, because it's finished Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0. Borough surrender top spot and their unbeaten start to the season after a really disappointing performance here on the south coast. The goal that decided it came in the 23rd minute. It was scored by Min Hyuk Yang on the volley. Jordan Williams with a cross from the right hand side, met left-footed by Yang, and his shot went squirming beyond the Borough goalkeeper Sol Bryn. They had 61% possession, Rob Edwards' side, but only one shot on target, and in truth they never really tested Joe Bursick in the Pompey goal. The closest they came to an equaliser was when former Southampton defender Matt Targett put a volley just wide of the far post. I think Edwards will be really disappointed with what he's seen here. Pompey have their first win in 5 matches. It finishes Portsmouth 1, Middlesbrough 0. And we've got full time in the Championship at Ashton Gate as well. TalkSport's Dave Rowe.
Bristol City 1, QPR 2. Big win for Rangers on a ground where they do normally win. They're 5th in 6 seasons here, but doing it from behind after the home side went ahead in the first half. That was scored by Emil Rees after Neto Borges did really well to cross back in from the left-hand side, but they couldn't go on from that. More home concerns for Bristol City because the turnaround came after the break. Rangers made changes. Richard Kone slammed in the equaliser after the home side failed to clear, and the winner was superb. A perfect header by Paul Smith across the keeper Vitek and in after a cross on the right-hand side by Jimmy Dunn. Hirakawa missed a great chance late on to level for Bristol City, but remember, QPR lost 7-1 at Coventry in August. They're now 6 unbeaten and into the top 6. Final score of Bristol City 1, QPR 2.
Let's stay with it. We're deep in injury time here at the Emirates, and Arsenal are going to go top of the table. Dean Ashton and Ian Abrahams.
Arsenal 2, West Ham 0 as an Arsenal corner is played away at the near post. We've played 5.5 of the 7 minutes added on time, and Arsenal goals scored by Declan Rice after Barichi Eze should have been palmed out by Areola, and Rice was there 8 yards out to put it in the roof of the net. The second was a penalty scored by Bukayo Saka. Juice foul on Timber, looked like it was outside the penalty area. PGMOL have been in touch. The foul carries on inside the box according to them, and they did look at it on VAR and they decided to stick with the referee's decision on the field. Saka dispatched the penalty in his 200th Premier League game. Dean, no goal again for Victor Gyökeres today. Concern?
Not particularly. It's not as if there was lots of chances created for him. I think that would be the worry if he's getting the chances and missing them. It's just one of those tight games where West Ham have been so deep. He's done a lot of work, as he always does, unselfishly, to try and create space for others and driving defenders away. It's why Declan Rice was able to have the space for him to score that first goal. I just think Arsenal have been superb. It's just been a proper performance from them. Never at any point looked like they weren't going to win the game.
No, absolutely. Eze before the goal, Timber before the goal, and Saka had a goal disallowed rightly for offside also before the opening goal scored by Declan Rice. Could have added more for Arsenal. Rice going off, I'm sure it's a precaution, the back injury, but certainly that might be a concern for England ahead of the game with Wales. You can hear live on TalkSport on Thursday with Adrian from Wembley Stadium. And Martin Odegaard limped off in the first half. Looked like his left knee again being the problem there, but we'll catch up with Mikel Arteta after the game, which has just ended as John Brooks blows the whistle. Arsenal go top of the table at a canter. Finished here, Arsenal 2, West Ham 0.
And we'll get more on this comfortable victory for Arsenal, who are top of the table, from Dean Ashton very shortly. Let's head straight to Old Trafford. Closing stages there. Troy Deeney and John Dunn.
It's Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0, and the full-time whistle blows as you come to us on Ruben Amorim's 50th game as Manchester United manager. He celebrates with 3 points ahead after 8 minutes. Mason Mount with a cushioned finish from a Brian Mbeumo cross. Robin Roos, the Sunderland goalkeeper, made 3 good saves before United got a second. It was from a long throw, flicked on by a Sunderland defender, and Benjamin Šeško scoring goals in back-to-back games to give United the half-time lead. Sunderland came close before the break. Debutant goalkeeper for United, Zenit Lomans, having to pull off a save from Granit Xhaka. Dan Ballard should have done better with a header in first half injury time. Second half lacked quality really. Sunderland did try and get forward to get a goal that would have certainly made things interesting, but their only clear chance came in injury time when substitute Shemsteed Talbi had a shot that was saved by the legs of Lomans in the Manchester United goal. First time United have won 3 successive Premier League games at Old Trafford since April 2023. It will certainly ease the pressure on Ruben Amorim, but it was far from convincing.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfectly put together there. A job well done. Really telling that Ruben Amorim just went straight down the tunnel, clapped his fans in, but he's not here to get too high or too low after this. He knows this is a building process. Be happy to win going into the international break, get some more confidence and some more time on the training pitch with his team. But you didn't learn a lot today from Man United. They looked good in patches, but then they showed you the real Man United that we've seen over the last couple of years. No killer instinct there, no real confidence to go and take this game on and be the main protagonist of winning this game. Kind of came to the second half of all nothings, and Sunderland will be disappointed. But losing 2-0 against Man United, that's not your fight. Your fight comes later on in the season. So both teams will weirdly be happy with this.
Full-time at Old Trafford, Manchester United 2, Sunderland 0.
More reflections to come from Troy Deeney at Old Trafford, but wins in the Premier League then. 2-0 wins for both Arsenal, who are top, and for Manchester United, who really needed it. So let's bring you full times from the Championship. Remember, the full classified check, the only one on national radio, will be coming up for you at 5:15 every game day live on TalkSport. Let's get to Swansea for full time there. TalkSport's Lawrence Mora.
All over. Swansea 1, Leicester 3. The Foxes win for the first time since August, and the Swans' unbeaten home record is gone. They led at the break after Welsh international Jordan James had whipped the ball into the far top corner of the net for a stunning opening for the visitors. That lead, though, wiped out in the 70th minute when the Swans' Adam Idah stroked home a penalty after his first goal since a big money move from Celtic. But that was completely deserved. The Foxes just hadn't come out after the break. As both teams went for a winner, the game could have gone either way, but a moment of brilliance from Abdul Fattah, edged it for the visitors and put them back in front. Right hand side of the penalty area, 20 yards out, he checked inside, left foot rocketed the ball into the far top corner. Vestergaard scored a late header to settle the contest. You get the feeling that once Leicester get on a run, they could be difficult to stop this season. They're up to third, 3 points off top, and they've got some really winnable games coming up. Swansea 1, Leicester 3.
Colchester get a 6th against Chesterfield. They lead 6-2. All the full times coming up at 5:15. Remember, let's get full time at Deepdale in the Championship with TalkSport's Matt Jones.
And a comfortable win for Preston. Preston 2, Charlton 0. Both goals coming in the second half. Thierry Small scoring against his former club with a deflected strike on 67 minutes after being well set up. And then as the game drew to a close with 10 minutes to go, Daniel Jebison getting his first for Preston, converting from Devine's cross. A really good move that started down the Preston left, and Jebison poked home from by the 6-yard line. Charlton didn't manage a single shot on target here, despite all the attacking players that they threw onto the pitch, and that'll really worry Nathan Jones. But Preston, they'll be delighted with an important victory after dropping points from 2-0 up against Hull in midweek. They are unbeaten here against Charlton, by the way, since 2007. Preston 2, Charlton 0.
Full time at Pride Park. TalkSport's Jeff Peters.
Derby 1, Southampton 1. Derby moved 2 points clear of the relegation zone. The visitors dropped to 16th. Adam Armstrong's third goal in 4 league games gave Southampton an early lead, showing great strength before a composed finish. Derby levelled just before the break. Summer signing Patrick Adjiman scored his first for the club, a towering header as Saints were complaining a throw-in should have gone their way. Tom Fellows almost won it for the visitors at the death, but a big save from Zetterstrom denied him. Derby 1, Southampton 1.
And full time at Vicarage Road in the Championship. TalkSport's Tony Colliver.
Yes, it's finished. Watford 2, Oxford United 1, and Watford get the 3 points in a highly competitive game.
Good morning, Manchester United fans. Thanks for hanging out with us on this crazy day of sports here on Sons of a Pitch Soccer Central. We've got playoff hockey. No, not playoff hockey. We got playoff baseball. The Blue Jays and the Yankees coming up after this Manchester United and Sunderland game. Followed up after the Blue Jays playoff game, game 1 of the ALDS, the Leafs and the Red Wings finish out the preseason. Thank you so much for being here. Please hit that like button down below. Let us know where you're watching from in the chat, and make sure you're hanging out with us later on today for those 2 awesome games. Go Blue Jays. Go Leafs. Go. Let's go Manchester United. We'll see you in the chat. Cheers, everybody.